Welcome to the dungeon.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter
so
where it is.
It doesn't matter.
nothing ever matters. It just has to be podcasted correctly.
Get your arms off the table.
We gotta
On top of
Where
the
are the
table.
trucks?
set attention.
Yeah.
Is that a thing? I think there is. Yeah.
Pay attention. Probably.
Is
Yeah,
this
'cause
it? Am I?
No,
Oh.
probably not.
I don't even
I
have-
think you just have to sit your
I
hands.
don't even have
like,
the salute right. So
you put your hands next to you, because that's what they do. They say officer on back or
I know how to set
Whatever.
Indian style. That's better.
We have a lot of military experience between
yeah.
us.
I was actually in ROTC
You were?
for one trimester. in
Really?
high school.
And they let you out?
Yeah, it's not like you're forced to be.
Well,
in it.
they in high school, at least at North, if you got into ROTC, you were not getting out of it. They would try everything they could to prevent you.
Well, maybe I wasn't very good. They didn't want me.
Using that one detail, the internet now knows who you are.
Yep. Nope. Figured me out.
Okay, so Joe, what has been your experience with gaming? When did you start getting into video games?
I started playing video games. I was 5 or 6 for Christmas. Me and my brother got a Super Nintendo with Super Mario Brothers and Super Mario Brothers All Stars and Super Mario World. And it was a lot of fun. And I really enjoyed games. And what was your experience, Zach?
I guess my first system, I had an NES. I think when I first started was in kindergarten.
Wow.
I would play Gauntlet every day before I went to kindergarten.
Yeah. And that's how you turned into the man you are today.
Exactly. That's they would have a Gauntlet tattoo.
You needed
Yeah.
food badly. You
I
were not to
did.
die. That's what.
I was always an elf. I don't know why.
Quit talking into your mug.
I like this mug. It's nice.
Well, you can't have
It
it.
gives you
But yeah, my
gives
dad
them a
would-
nice echoey quality.
Yeah, my dad would always troll me like, "Elf's about to die." I get really mad. Yeah.
My dad hates me. And he always condoned video games.
What about your dad, Ryan?
My dad's dead. That makes,
You don't know that.
That makes 2 people in the podcast.
Oh, I'm sorry, Zach.
No, it's just...
Anyways, so I, unlike you people, had a Sega Genesis when I was had a Sega Genesis when I was a child. But before that, I always would play NES at my cousin's house. But yeah, my first gaming system was a Sega, which meant that I totally had.
great.
Yeah, it came with Sonic 2. I almost said Sonic
What?
Adventure 2.
Cool.
But it came with Sonic 2, which of course, I thought was the greatest thing ever. I remember
Pretty good.
when I beat the first level,
Yeah.
I ran to the edge of my room, which was as far as the cord on my controller was going, like, I win!
Yeah.
I remember my neighbor had a Sega Genesis. And I was like, cool, you play video games too? And he was a lot older than me. And,
I like where this is going.
and
Joe.
And well, not he was still like a teenager, but I was like, "Can I borrow this?" Not knowing that there was different systems at the time.
Oh.
So I brought over. I think it was Sonic, and I tried to fit it into my Super Nintendo, but it didn't work. Which
Man, that always annoyed me too, because it seemed like if they made like a version of a game for the Nintendo and then one for the Sega, the Nintendo version was almost always better than like whatever you'd see.
not always, because Mortal Kombat it didn't have as much blood basically. So whenever you hit somebody, like metal shards or something would fly out. Or
Yeah,
glass.
sweat.
Oh, was it sweat? I didn't know what
Yeah.
it was. The only time I thought it made sense was whenever they hit
I thought there
Kano, 'cause half of his face
I thought there was a
metal.
code to turn on blood.
Maybe there is. I don't know.
Yeah, in Mortal Kombat 3 for the Sega Genesis, you could turn it off and on. I remember.
I think you can.
But I thought one of them,
from
like,
then on.
default did not have blood, but you could turn it on.
I still remember that game. I still remember how to unlock Smoke, and I could never type in the stupid password fast enough.
Yeah, dude.
Smoke wasn't worth it after you unlocked it. It was just-
No.
I really liked Mortal Kombat when I was a kid. Well, it was like my first fighting game.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it was mine, and then I had, what was it, Eternal Champions, And
Street Fighter 2.
Yeah, I didn't see. They didn't make that for the Genesis.
What was that other one that was on the Sega that was like various people from around the world?
There's Fatal Fury. Actually, Fatal Fury was my first fighting game with Terry Bogard and Andy Bogard and Bear.
Yeah, I never had that.
It was really easy to win the game because you would. It was an SNK game.
Oh, okay.
So if you were Bear, you could just grab somebody, because he was basically a wrestler. And then it's a mission, and then basically you just run up and grab him.
I think my first fighting game was actually Shadow Blade. I think that counts.
I don't know that game.
It was like a samurai game, but you had like a weapon, but you basically killed in one hit.
That's
so
awesome.
you could injure somebody. I forgot about that game right now.
Yeah, I had Eternal Champions, which I was never good at. And then I remember one time I had gone into the options and you could change how many matches you wanted, like, per thing. And I forgot, because I set it to like 17. And so I started playing the game without remembering to switch it back. And I was, going through arcade mode or whatever. I was like, okay, I beat him, and I beat him again. And again.
You are an eternal
again
champion.
and again.
That's how you train to become better.
Yeah. There you go, kids.
The other fighting game I had was the Power Rangers fighting game.
What?
Yeah.
And the Power Rangers the movie fighting game was awesome too, because you could be I remember you could be the Megazord.
Oh man.
And could you fight just normal Power Rangers as a Megazord?
No.
Oh, that'd be really.
That'd be awesome if you could.
You win.
They want to play the DC fighting game? That
Oh
was
yeah, that was weird.
The Justice League game?
Yeah, it was really strange.
I didn't know who half those people were either. So
I was really disappointed because I was like, oh,
Green Arrow was overpowered.
why does Superman have a mullet? That was
the 90s.
90s.
That's how Superman was.
And I remember I beat it once, and then I was like, oh, cool, you fight a clone of yourself or something.
Yeah,
and then you fight Darkseid.
Mm-hmm.
I remember getting a Superman comic book. It was a Superman and Shazam crossover. And I just got it. The whole reason why I got it is because there was an advertisement for Batman Forever on the back of it. I'm like, I really like the way that ad looks. So I had my mom buy me this comic book that I never read until I was more into comics. I mean, I still like comics, but I didn't really read that much. And so I got that. And I remember looking at the pictures, it had Black Adam in it. I had no idea who that was. I'm like, who's that guy? And then it had Shazam in it. I'm like, who's that guy? And it had Superman. I knew who that was. And Cyborg Superman.
Wow.
But for some reason, it was like mirror or some kind of trick. Shazam fought Superman because Shazam thought Superman was
The Cyborg.
No, it wasn't. He was Black Adam. And then Superman fought Shazam because he thought it was Cyborg Superman. So there's some kind of weird thing.
Mistaken identity.
But it's really funny because at that point I thought comics were individual things. I didn't know they had consecutive before that. So it would make sense if you read it all in context. But at this point, I had no idea. And
just left off in the middle of the fight.
To this day, I still don't know what happened before or after that. But there's some giant lightning monster at the end. Also, I thought Billy was really weak and stupid. Because at the beginning, he was like, it's Mother's Day. I wish I had a mother. And he started crying. I'm like, that kid's a loser.
The feels. Oh.
Yeah, I remember the Justice League game. I was like, okay, Superman, Batman.
Yep.
I guess that's Aquaman, but he does not look like he looks on the Super Friends, so I don't know.
He had the mullet and a hook.
Yeah, and the no shirt.
Yeah. It was the 90s, man.
He looked like he did in the Justice League cartoon, and that wasn't out yet. So, yeah, the new Justice League that was in the early 2000s, not the 90s. Whenever that game
They were
was.
just testing the water with the game, right?
Yeah.
That's
how they killed
Let's try this character design.
Do people like the new Aquaman?
That's great.
I just remember you could get, if you ever fought the Flash, you pretty much had lost.
Yeah.
Because
or Green Arrow,
yeah.
auto lose. Or Superman, because he could do some flying move that was unstoppable. I remember that. It's pretty great.
But speaking of video games that we remember and enjoy, we're going to do
what are your
list.
top 10?
Our top 10.
What are your
top,
list of 10?
Top whatever. Because we tried to do that.
It's too hard.
It's too
hard, guys.
I couldn't anyway. I could only get, well, I mean, I guess I had like 15 or 20.
I had 10 until Ryan decided we should do more.
I didn't do it. No.
It's Ryan's fault.
Yeah, it totally is. Well, I mean, I was sitting there this morning and I was like, oh man, I just thought of another game. That was awesome. Well, and so was that.
64.
And then you mentioned, what did you mention? Perfect Dark?
Perfect Dark.
Perfect Dark.
That reminded
me of GoldenEye. I was like, man, that was a cool game.
Kind of a sequel to GoldenEye.
Yeah, you mentioned that. Which, I guess I will mention the game off of my list.
Do your list.
I'm not going to do my whole list. We're going to...
What?
I mean, we are going to do our whole list, but we're not going to.
Oh, you're not launching on your list?
Well, no, I am.
Are we switching off?
Yeah, why not?
I don't want to just go through my whole thing. I mean, okay, but first I want to try.
This is Joe's top 10, top 15
Q segment.
top numbered list.
Yeah, list.
Top number list.
Okay. So this, I don't know if this would. One game that I like, but isn't one of my top 10 or whatever. But it's a game that I really enjoy playing. It's Just Cause 2.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
I really like that game. I have played 2 parts of the story. I've never finished the game, which is why it isn't in my top whatever. But there's a lot of racial stereotypes, which is
that's important.
It's kind of funny, but it's also kind of a down point in the game because
like
it's in
what were the stereotypes?
Well, they're in Vietnam, so
okay.
Is it Vietnam?
I think so. I'm pretty sure, but they're
I don't know where it's at.
The main character is like Hispanic,
oh,
so he's like, "Hey, hombre," or something like that, and then like all the
what was it?
The Vietnamese guy's like, "Yo, piece of crap," and all this.
Is it worse than Deus Ex?
When you're in China?
No, I don't know about that.
have a party pass.
No, it's not quite that bad.
Yeah, Deus Ex is pretty great.
It is pretty great, but like I said, I haven't played any of the story. I just find whatever I can
and stick it to something else.
With the grappling hook. Jump out of airplanes, crash airplanes into buildings, like catastrophe.
There's a famous event like that, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I can't remember what
that
it's called.
That reminds me when I originally had, what was it, Grand Theft Auto Vice City, I think it was.
Yeah.
Vice City or 3, they came out at like the same time.
Yeah, they came like
jet fuel can't melt iron beams, Ryan.
Whatever. Anyways, so me and my sister,
who I am married to,
who Joe is married to,
dun dun dun,
would just sit there and do nothing but wreck cars.
It's funny because I have 4, and we played 4 not too long ago, and the only thing she tries to do is drive as carefully as possible.
Really?
Yeah. She's Asian too.
That's true.
Ryan's being racist.
Yeah.
Like, I remember waking up in the morning,
just hearing cries of terror.
Yeah, and just like, looking over, and she'd be over there like, oh, I'm just playing Grand Theft Auto. I was like, what? Okay. This isn't normally a thing you do. You know. Because she's not normally into video games. And then
it's true.
Yeah.
She's not.
But I remember, like, especially what she would like to do is get, like, all the stars up and then try and run from the cops.
What? Oh, gosh, I just read what the Guinness Book of World Record was for that. Getting up the max stars on, I think it's 5. I think the world record is like 13 minutes or something.
Really?
I forget where I saw that. But yeah, there's like a world record tied to that.
That doesn't seem like it's that long of a...
No, but it's weird they have a world record for that.
Yeah, specifically. Hey, mess around.
Yeah.
But I never really...
I bet there's a lot of people who are like contesting that claim. Like, I know that's a lot longer than that.
I don't know. Do you have... I guess if you have to keep it up at 5 stars...
But you also have to have like
sense.
2 officials like there and...
That's true. Yeah, I guess you would have to get it up to 5 stars and then the time.
Because if you hide, or you know, just even kind of vaguely wander off...
Yeah, you still have to be causing havoc, probably.
Yeah.
So, anyway, Just Cause 2. fun game.
Right. You have a Randy that's not on your top 10?
A Randy?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've got some on here. Let's
At
say,
that point, we should have an Austin Powers sound effect.
Randy, baby. Yeah, that's...
well, on my list, might as well. I have Power Stone on here. It's not.
Oh, man. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah, okay. That sounds good.
The short time I had the Dreamcast when they were making games.
I just remember playing that with Matt, who may be on the podcast at another time.
Maybe.
If he ever gets his crap together.
Matt, shout out to Matt right now.
Lame.
Yeah.
Probably watching his kids or something.
Probably playing 2K15. More like it.
Hashtag Matt.
Hashtag
Matt,
Dad Live.
Dead life.
Pseudo pretending to be that. Just playing basketball games.
Just a real quick thing, but Zack mentioned Deus Ex.
Yep.
Invisible War is awesome. That didn't make the top list, but I just wanted to make it awesome.
It is good.
It is a lot of fun. I just
Voice acting, terrible.
Bad voice acting, fun gameplay. At the end of the game, you can change your alignment.
Yeah. And the Illuminati's there. I mean, what more could you want?
Invisible War was one of the first ones, wasn't it?
It was the second one.
Because I remember it was like one of the... It was a big deal back then because it was like every object has physics on it and you can go around and do whatever.
Basically, you could pick things up and drop them.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I remember that being a big deal. But like I'd mentioned Power Stone.
Yeah.
I remember that because it was a pretty unique, fighting game for the time.
It's pretty crazy.
I remember playing with Matt, and there's that one. I don't know any of the names. I think I played it 2 times with him, but I just remember hitting one of the trigger buttons and causing a Frieza-sized energy ball and throwing it.
Well, it's funny because there's one character
whose name is Frieza.
No, there's one character who, when you get all the Power Stones, goes Super Saiyan basically.
That's awesome.
And I remember there was the British guy that turns into like a rocket firing robot type person.
Was he still British?
Yeah. I don't know.
That's a good point.
I don't know if he's British when he's firing the rocket. I don't know. Maybe he becomes Albanian when that happens.
Whoa, Ryan. Woo.
So Zach.
Okay.
Okay.
What do you got?
Game. I got a couple here. Let's go with Diablo 2. I'll make my top 10. But a really good game. Spent a lot of time playing that as a kid.
That's on my top one.
So let's talk about it then.
Okay. Well, where's it on your list, Ryan?
That would have been in the top 3, really.
Wow.
Because between for the longest time,
maybe we should revisit it.
Okay, we'll let Ryan talk about this. I'll come up with a different one.
I just love it. I love it so much.
StarCraft 1.
Nice.
So
that is an honorable mention.
I played that a lot online.
I played a lot of modem connections growing up. One other person that played it.
I played it and sucked at it is what happened.
I remember we 3 did play it for a little while.
Because then we got that weird, wasn't it a mod or something?
Yeah, Brood War. We got
Brood War.
And it didn't.
Well, there was
we had a
mod that let us play over LAN or something like that.
Yes.
And it was...
We played D2 on LAN too.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, that was right after. Because we started playing StarCraft 1.
Yeah.
And then we were like, Zerg Swarm, and then
we got
let's play Diablo 2.
That's right. We played against computers, and they'd be like, we just put on random. It was nothing but Zerg Swarms. Okay, sure.
And the colors weren't popping up on my computer.
Oh, that's right. The colors.
Oh, yeah, mine were messed up too.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, you want to do another random one, and then what's the name?
I think it goes back to Joe for another random one now. If we're going in around this table, we think.
Well, I got a few on here, but I would have to say probably Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past.
That's also on mine.
Yep, it's on mine too.
Yeah. Well, it's not on my top. It's on my honorable mentions.
Yeah, I love that game.
It's good.
It was the first one, first Zelda game that I played, which also, I guess I'll just talk about Zelda in general. I played Link to the Past. It was the first one I ever beat, and I loved upgrading, getting new equipment.
Yep.
Still love upgrading equipment to this day.
It's a classic.
My favorite thing. If I can get something new and it makes my character look a little different, it's awesome. But that brings me to Oracle of Ages and Seasons.
Yeah.
Those two were awesome.
Be good.
I remember one time in middle school when I was playing it, I got to a point where in this dungeon, there's a key. You get a key. You have to use it on a specific door, but there's 2 doors with keyholes in it.
Yeah, you have to. Don't you have to trade?
You do have to trade for items, but what I'm talking about is something else. Like, I was just in this dungeon, I screwed up the whole game. I had to restart.
What? I didn't know you could do that.
Because the room that you're supposed to go in has another key in it to go through the other door, which I think you had to have a specific item to get
so
to anyway.
you ran out of keys.
Right.
And
I was even contemplating, like, maybe I can go get a key in another dungeon that you don't absolutely need. But this is during the time of dial-up. And I couldn't I couldn't just look it up. I was super upset. I think I cried. But then, like...
It'd be interesting to do to kids now. Like, no internet. Beat a Zelda game.
Yeah. But at that point, like, whenever I, got to school, which I had super anxiety anyway, because I hated going to school. And, when I got to school, I realized it's not so bad. I'm actually kind of excited to play that game again because I enjoyed it.
Yeah, they're picking me, dude.
Yeah,
Did you ever play both of them and then?
Yeah, I had all the codes, and I had because the thing about it though is seasons you couldn't get as many items.
Nope.
But I like that. I did like that game better though. I like the area and the feel of it better. But I did like having all the different items.
The toques from.
Wasn't there a code you got at the end of one of them that when you beat the other one, or you
could combine them?
You could combine them, and it got you a secret ending or something like that.
I don't remember.
And you fought like Ganon as a zombie or some weird thing like that.
I just remember going up the mountain in that game and seeing the big Goron. It's just his little hands popping up and just kind of like boo 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 boo. Classic.
Pretty advanced for Game Boy stuff.
Well, actually, I don't even think it made that sound. I just made that sound.
Well, I know.
It was just a color game, wasn't it?
Yeah, a Game Boy Color.
It was a Game Boy Color.
Yeah.
That was one of the first ones.
This is the last, or the first?
I think it was one of the first. I might be wrong. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know either. So, next.
Right. Randy.
Let's see. I have Mortal Kombat 3 on here. I think we already kind of talked about that a little bit.
Actually, no.
Okay.
Because in my top 10, Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3.
Yeah, that one.
That's probably what you're thinking of. Because Mortal Kombat 3
is not
sucks.
Yeah, Ultimate. Yeah, it has to be Ultimate.
Ultimate's the one with all the characters, and then 3 just has it has
12.
Yeah, it's got
it's got Sindel. And
trying to figure out how
Shiva all the good characters.
Yeah, all the good characters. I think
the classics.
The middle one's the dragon that's blocked out, and that has smoke behind it. I remember that.
Yeah, that's your favorite.
That's the one I remember most. But remember, I had a Sega Genesis. I didn't really.
Well, that's true.
The 64. That's Trilogy though.
Trilogy was that one. Yeah, Trilogy is good.
Eventually, I got that Sega 32X, and that had Mortal Kombat 2 on it, which is better than 3. Looked better than 3.
So, since Ultimate Kombat is in my top 10, we'll talk about it in a little bit.
Okay, so you want me to go on to the next one?
Sure.
How about Burnout 3 Takedown?
Okay.
Which is the best Burnout game. I don't care what anybody says.
That's true. I agree. Better than Paradise, because Paradise is you're 2 inches from where you need to turn in the race. It's turn now. And you're I passed it. And then you lose. Yeah, maybe I'm just not good enough.
Something about it not having walls where the courses really bugs me.
Yeah, I liked having walls so I could pin my opponent against it.
Or so, you at least know you're on the right track. Because in Paradise, it's get from here to here and stay on this vague kind of path.
And then even then you can still kind of deviate.
Yeah.
It's here's your little secret.
But I don't want to have to worry about all those secrets and every...
If there's pedestrians in the city, that would be pretty good.
I liked 3 better than, I think Revenge was the one after that. 3 was pretty awesome. I like the, what do they call just the crashing ones?
Demolition something maybe.
Demolition Derby.
Because you
wasn't
could,
No,
like,
it wasn't quite that specific.
if you got your car to explode, you could get hit into the air and you get like a 4 times multiplier that was floating up there.
Yeah, and then you get second explosion power
Yeah.
for some reason.
Hmm.
Your engine explodes and then
Like,
I don't know what
the
else.
rest of
It continues to explode, I guess.
Yeah, but that was always cool. My friends and I used to sit around and do road rage. And that's all we do is like, who could wreck the most other cars first.
Dude, I love that. So Zach.
Another random. Let's see. Go Battle Tank 64.
I never played that.
Oh, I did.
I did not have a
It was okay. It was pretty primitive. Like
I skipped a generation.
you picked. You didn't have 64?
Nope.
Oh gosh.
We were Poe.
Did it stop recording?
No.
No,
Oh,
it's
it like
still
stuttered.
Well, that's okay.
Well, I don't know. It was kind of primitive, but they had some on like the Game Boy stuff. But you basically picked like 3 different tanks. You had like a small tank that was really fast, medium, blah blah blah.
And then you had the big one.
Yeah, but you could just get a small tank. But it was kind of like post-apocalyptic, and like there's these gangs with tanks, and each gang has like a special power. Like one of them would have like a guided missile, or one would have some sort of death ray, and then another one had like a nuclear bomb.
Wasn't there a level where they're like, now you have to take the tank into a sewer? Or somewhere underground, and it was...
Yeah.
I remember hating it, because I just kept hitting walls.
Yeah, and like the point of the game was you kind of played like King of the Hill with like women, because there's only so many left in the world. And like you had to... Yeah, it was bizarre, but I played that a lot.
We don't judge the post-apocalyptic rules.
No, that's the rules of the future. I mean, tanks and...
Knocking women off the hills.
Yeah. But yeah, I played that a lot as a kid. Kyle. Heck yeah.
Nice.
Guided missiles. I love any game where you have like guided missiles or guns that fire through walls. They're great.
Yeah.
Right. What else you got, Joe?
I can actually go after that if you don't mind.
Go for it.
One of them on mine is Armored Core.
Yes, yeah, okay. Armored Core, I forgot about Armored Core.
That was pretty amazing, because, you got a spider leg robot with machine guns for hand.
That's pretty cool.
The Armored Core was pretty great.
They had sequels that weren't the best after a while.
There was one on the PS2 that was like almost unplayable. I can't remember what it was.
They had an arena one where it was just, I think it was just made for fighting.
Oh, cool.
I never really played it.
So, I guess I have another... I actually have a couple honorable mentions, but I just remembered. But then we should probably get it for 10 minutes.
Yeah, you just want to name off a couple.
Yeah,
we won't talk about them, and then we'll watch them in the top 10.
Primal Rage.
Yeah,
Another awesome fighting game.
Yep.
Party monkeys and, that kind of thing. That you grew up.
I never played that, actually.
Oh,
That was a Sega
man.
game, too, wasn't it?
Yep, it was awesome.
And then...
Actually, I had the toys for some reason.
Oh, I did too.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I
They were
remember.
really good toys. Like
They were.
You'd give them followers, and then they'd eat them, and then poop them out.
Yep.
So you could feed them
I
again.
remember lots of people had those.
And then they had like some unreleased characters. Remember those?
They were like recolors.
They're
of
like...
Oh, that's right. Yeah. They're like Scorpion, then there's Vertigo, which is a green copy of Scorpion. You're like, oh, that's clever.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, we have 2 gorillas that are different, maybe.
And then...
Same.
And then another game that almost made it to my top 10, and that was Final Fantasy Tactics Advance.
Advance?
Second one, or the first one?
I
Just
like
in general?
pretty much in general, because I like them all. But Advance holds a special place in my heart because I love it.
I like Advance, but it's like never-ending story, but the second one is like really good.
Yeah.
I like that. Second
That
one's awesome.
and it's dual screen.
Yep. That is also on my honorable mentions.
Good stuff. Do you have any more honorable mentions or anything?
It's not. I never really played it.
What?
But it was.
What?
I mean, I played it once or twice, but never the whole thing. I always thought it was cool
Cue
though.
Tim Allen.
What was it? Advance Wars for the Game Boy.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I always thought it was neat because you could play it without
I can't remember if it's in my top 10 or not. But keep talking.
You could play it without owning it. I was like, that's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
They did that with like a few, but you had to have the game on cable.
Yeah.
Okay, this is in my top 10.
Okay.
Actually, I'll swap something out from mine. Keep talking about it.
Well, no, I don't really have much to say about it.
What else you got, Ryan?
Not really much else. I've got a couple that are kind of repeats, but I think I'll just combine them into one when I...
Okay. Okay, a couple of mine. Fire Emblem series. Katamari Damacy.
Nice.
That's pretty good.
Left 4 Dead 2. Love that game. Not a very classy game, but fun. Bomberman 64. Classic of my childhood. Conquered Bad for a Day.
Nice. Peeing on people.
What should I mention? Let's see. I put Snake Eater on here.
Oh, that's in my top 10.
Okay, we'll talk about that. Shadowrun for the Sega. The Nintendo one is completely different. That game's pretty good. And then last one, Super Smash Brothers 64.
That's a very good one. Hours was spent on that game.
It was pretty serious. It was not
dude, I just...
I remember I always wanted to get a NES. Never.
You never got NES?
Never could.
That was, you had to beat it on hard, right?
Well, maybe it was Luigi.
Without
Did you get
dying.
Luigi in that one?
Oh yeah, Luigi was actually the
It
hardest.
was either NES or Luigi that I could
Luigi
never
probably,
get.
because I think Luigi was like...
NES was one of the ones we had to do on the bonus level. You had to beat it
Again.
so fast.
I never had a Nintendo 64. So I would just go to my friend's house to play it.
Well, yeah, you didn't need to play the story. I mean,
Fox!
yep. McCloud.
There wasn't really a story in the one for
Everybody thought it was really good. It's just basically I would just use Fox and not...
And then they do their super attack and you just reflect it. Over.
Or, well, you play as Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong, yeah.
Grab him, jump off, and then throw.
And die.
Yep.
That's how you beat it in 20 minutes, too.
Yeah. Let's see what else I got there. Link was pretty good.
Samus. That's a couple more honorable mentions. Metroid Fusion and Super Metroid. Good games.
I've only played one on the advance.
It's probably Fusion with the Parasites.
Yep. That was okay.
I like that one. I actually started playing that one a little bit. And then just one more honorable mention. Crackdown for Xbox 360. That was just too much fun. I loved it. Just getting your strength.
Superhuman.
Get your strength and jumping ability up.
And you can just jump.
And then you just kick over cars, and basically that's all I would do is I would absorb. Since your strength goes up, your health goes up or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I just run in, absorb every hit that I got, find the crime boss, pummel him, and then jump out the nearest building.
Oh, that reminds me of. I want to mention Dynasty Warriors.
Nice.
Which one?
All of them are basically the same game.
Well, no, the very first one was like a fighting game.
Yeah.
I had it.
Oh, you did?
It was like, sweet, Dynasty, this isn't anything or maybe it was like a knockout game. It just said Dynasty.
Well, there's like another, there was like a reskin that was like Samurai something.
Samurai Warriors.
Yeah, Samurai Warriors.
It was basically the same thing as Dynasty Warriors.
It was just a reskin, I thought. It was completely the same. Except you could kind of had like RPG elements.
Yeah, but it wasn't like a fully fledged fighting game.
Yeah. Alright, you got any more honorable mentions before we move on, Ryan?
One I just thought of. Did you ever play any of the Virtual Fighter games?
Yep.
Those are pretty good.
I had one of them on the Dreamcast. It was pretty good.
I had one, I think, for the PS2 where you could basically train a computer to do your fighting. That was a lot of fun.
Weird. Oh shoot! What was that other Dreamcast game that was like Knights and the something? It was like a weird
Knights and
platform where you were flying.
I don't know.
Not Skies of Arcadia. That was an RPG.
I do remember that. They re-released it on GameCube.
Yes.
I remember it because it was the first game I saw that had a seizure warning in front of it.
Okay.
Ryan is prone to seizures.
I wasn't then. That's probably what did it.
I would retroactively soothe them, Ryan.
Yeah.
Nights into Dreams. There we go.
Is that the one with the dragons and stuff?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, that was like the genie. That was like the
around.
genie thing.
Oh yeah, Knights.
Yeah.
That was originally on Saturn too.
Yeah.
I only remember him because and Sonic Adventure on the Dreamcast. You could
Sonic
play like a pinball game,
Okay.
and if you did it right, he would go shooting through like one of the Knights levels.
Okay.
I was like, oh yeah, there's that guy.
Well, all right, Joe. What's your number 10?
I'd probably have to say Time Splitters 2 for GameCube.
I've never actually played that game.
You said Perfect Dark, and we were talking about GoldenEye.
Mm-hmm.
And Time Splitters was by True Radical, which I think they both did those games.
Mm-hmm.
And Time Splitters 2 is awesome. The story is just like kind of whatever, you just go through time and build Time Splitters and stuff.
Okay.
And the cool thing was multiplayer. You can create your own maps, which is one thing, and then you can unlock hundreds of characters, and they all had like different stats. They had like speed and health and all kinds of things. You could be like a T-Rex or a goldfish. You could be a goldfish. It was really funny because like the melee, you just punch, but with the T-Rex, like in all the other characters, you could see like fist animation. So if you're the T-Rex, you couldn't see fist animation.
Nice.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun, and played that for hours. And it was like also really hard because they would do there's like a lot of skill challenges that you could do, like a zombie attack, like zombies would come in. Also, that's like there's zombie characters. There's actually gingerbread men characters.
Okay.
I mean, pretty much anything you can think of, there's a character for it. And you could play.
So like skill challenge, like kind of like VR missions.
Yeah, like they do things like that, like little I don't know, what do you call them? Skill missions or something.
Okay.
I don't know, something like that, but you would just do that and you could unlock different characters and stuff like that.
Okay.
It was a lot of fun. I really like that game. So, Ryan, number 10.
Kind of relating to that, Turok.
Oh!
And it's many, or at least 2 sequels, and then I think it had a remake on some console that I never
Xbox.
played.
It was like, yeah, they did Xbox 360.
Yeah. Dude.
I played that for a little bit.
Monkey mode with cerebral bore. Classic. Classic of staying up till 2 a.m.
Nice.
when I was a child.
So
And
Zack,
then
or Ryan,
the super long password, the Dawn of Oblivion is at hand, unlocks everything.
Is that the one that gave you all the weapons?
It gives you like access to everything.
I just remember the one that gave you like every gun, and I just switched through like, BAM!
Dude,
Oh, that's cool. Switch. And the cerebral bore was the coolest
Best
thing.
gun in the world. With monkey mode, it's great. It was like tag, but if you were hit, you were a monkey, and you make horrible noises as you died.
Oh, Time Splitters 2, they had a mode in there called Virus. Everybody had this green, well, one person had a green flame around them. They had to like touch you, and then you had a green flame around you, and then they would come after other characters.
Okay.
So it's like a zombie.
Split.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. But Rock, that's cool. Yeah, you could play as dinosaurs in that game too, couldn't you?
Yeah, there was a mode where you could play as dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs rule.
Story mode wasn't too bad.
I never played the one for the 360. The only one I had was for like...
Yeah,
it was
flop really bad.
Yeah, I mean, I played it for a little bit, and it's just kind of like really clunky first-person shooter.
dinosaurs.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. Like, I was like kind of scared with dinosaurs.
That was one of the first games where you went around and like hunted dinosaurs instead of like other people do.
Yeah, I think that was the first.
Usually you don't hunt other people, you just kill them.
Well,
bad guys.
It's the first.
Sometimes.
I don't know. There's not very many dinosaur-related games.
Dino Crisis 2.
Yeah, but were those,
Jurassic Park.
were those out
Oh,
there?
that's
Jurassic Park 2.
Jurassic Park games.
Dino Crisis 3.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, actually,
Is Dino Crisis out yet? I thought that was a PlayStation game, wasn't it?
Yeah, Dino Crisis 1 and 2 were PlayStation games, and then Dino Crisis 3, I think, was Xbox. But it was actually in space, so I guess it was more
What?
I think you mean Alien Lizard Crisis?
Yeah, but it was really funny because I saw a clip of it, because I was like, ooh, speaking of which, I have a YouTube channel.
Go watch it.
Go watch it.
J-Bobo.
It's horrible.
89.
Don't look at it at all.
Yeah. J-Bobo89. I play Dino Crisis.
You see Joe walk around the T-Rex. Apparently not everyone can do that. No big deal or anything.
Spoiler alert, Zach.
Oh, they were going to...
But I saw somebody with a jetpack flying around shooting worm dinosaurs or something.
Worm dinosaurs.
That's important, right?
I didn't know we had those.
That's survival horror, right?
Yeah.
So it's always weird to.
All right, my number 10, Majora's Mask. That's the only Zelda in my top 10. I picked it over Ocarina of Time.
That is on mine.
Boom!
Oh, well, okay, so Majora's Mask, I don't know, it just had a different vibe. Like, it was like,
very
you
dark.
are going to die.
Very dark.
Well, especially whenever you put on a mask for the first time.
Yeah.
It's like,
And then, yeah.
and then you're changed forever.
Yeah,
No
and
longer
then,
a child.
I don't know, yeah, it just felt really dark, and having watched those videos where it's now about the 5 stages of
Grief.
it's just like, yeah, I don't know, I guess...
That's really believable too. I don't know if that's
Yeah,
actually what it is.
I
but
believe
it's
that.
very
I
believable.
mean, it adheres directly to the structure. And I don't know, like, the whole thing just had, like, a very doomy vibe.
Like, do you remember that ranch you could go to where the cows would be abducted by animals?
Yes, yeah, but you had to mess it up really specifically, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, what's her name? What's the red-haired girl's name?
Is it Malin?
Yeah, that's it.
Her name's got to be something different in
Yeah.
Majora's Mask, though, because it's not the same person.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
I remember just being the Goron and just rolling everywhere because it was the
Yeah.
coolest thing ever.
They definitely had the best songs. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, dude.
boom. Like, oh, that's a song,
The,
right?
the Zora would play a crappy guitar, and then Goron would play drums, and then
The
the
Deku
Deku
Stroke.
had a horn, like horn.
Yeah, that's
It was
right.
like purr.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, songs.
And then time would go back.
Yep.
Yeah, good times.
And
Yeah.
then they had that part at the beginning where you were forced to not be human.
Yes. Oh, yeah, you had to live in the Deku Stroke. Right? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, Joe, what's your number 9?
Oh. Probably another Zelda game,
Yeah?
Wind Waker.
Okay,
I
okay.
really liked Wind Waker.
Maker's on mine.
Nice. So let's talk about it.
That was probably my favorite Zelda game.
Yeah.
ever.
Style-wise.
Style-wise, it's
It's
really neat.
Yeah. I loved the ocean.
Mhm.
I loved the boat king. Hey! Which I wish they used that sound effect more often. I love talking to people because they had to do the same animation over and over and over, which I thought was really funny.
It's funny, that ocean, and I really do like the ocean too. And the reason it was so big is because they couldn't do very good draw distance. So-
okay.
Everything is spaced out like that so they don't have to have everything showing at once, apparently. But it does make the world feel really big.
And then you help you with your map.
Yep.
The little fish guy. I really liked it. I love the Deku shrub people.
hmm
I like them. Their little design and their little Princess Mononoke feel.
hmm
Um,
And the leaf you got to float around on, that's really cool.
although that was kind of annoying. back
Yeah,
in the
that's
day.
really hard to steer.
Whenever you have to get to the evil shrub island, for like the second.
I just remember a part I had to do 100 times where you have to, like, at the very beginning of the game, like, fly across.
Yep,
Yep.
that's what
That's
exactly
the
what I'm
part-
thinking.
Oh, okay,
Yep.
well.
And it's like you almost get there, but then all of a sudden, you just
I do that
veer
a
off for
million
whatever.
times.
Yeah, because you have to you have to use your little wind breaker to change the direction of the wind, which is a whole aspect of the game that I forgot about till now.
Yeah.
You-
No longer number 10.
Even
Even though it's in the
number 9.
name.
I don't remember what I was going to say.
Yeah, the music was a bigger part in that.
Yeah,
too. It was
that
really neat.
was really cool. But getting all the stuff, the combat was really good. The puzzles were really good.
Did you ever figure out the ghost ship or whatever?
Yeah, I did. The day that it came out, my dad took me to get it. This is probably why he doesn't like me playing video games. I got it, and it was a really nice weekend. But instead of going outside, I played Zelda for like 2 days and beat it.
Yeah.
And
That's how all Zelda games are played
Yeah.
in our use.
yeah, and but I just got through it. I was like, that game's awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. So good.
Oh, you know what was even better about it is like the preview for it, or one of them was like for the GameCube. Is that picture of like adult Link and adult Ganon like fighting each other? That never happened.
Yeah, that's true. It's like
Good
you remember
vibes.
these cool cutscenes.
They're not in it.
They don't look anything like that. Also, you stab Ganon in the head at the end.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That's awesome. You like jump on top of him and you're like, shink!
And he doesn't die right away.
Pirates also.
Yeah. And then they come back in A Phantom Hourglass, which I just now remember.
Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks, right?
Mm-hmm. Is that on anybody's?
No, I played... I had a Phantom Hourglass.
I think I let you have that.
No.
I had it too.
No, it was mine. I don't think we were friends yet, Ryan.
I didn't like you back then.
Yeah, I mean...
You got it for Christmas?
I think that's when
I
got
got Majora's Mask for Christmas.
Cool.
I didn't go outside.
No. I mean, you don't go outside during Christmas
No,
anyway.
it's not allowed.
Mine was during summer. My dad was like, go chop wood or something.
But
I gotta save the Deku tree.
That's my son.
No, that is not my son.
Bringing that up, Zack, it was funny because the same time I got Majora's Mask for the 64, I also got Hey You Pikachu.
Ooh.
Which is the most ridiculous
Best
thing.
honorable mention ever.
I love the commercials. There's that bulldog who's like, hey, pay attention to me. And he's like playing a trumpet.
Hey, you Pikachu. Oh, gosh.
The novelty of that wears off very quickly.
It wasn't even like Seaman or something where it like kind of made sense. It didn't do anything.
Like you could go fishing, or no, Pikachu could go fishing while you scream at him.
Pikachu! Catch fish!
And you could play the Pokemon guessing game on TV where Pikachu would misunderstand what you said.
What was the name of that game where you were like, the theme was you're like watching a girl on a surveillance camera and like guiding her through like a hotel and like yelling at her, like not get murdered?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I can't remember the name of it.
Because I'm just trying to think of all the voice games.
Yeah,
There's like
that's like-
Seaman.
Where you're like, turn
Pikachu.
right, turn right,
Yeah.
fire.
Wow.
I can't remember the name of that.
I don't know.
They got really bad reviews. I know that.
Yeah. Voice games don't work so much.
No. So, whose turn is it now?
I guess it'd be mine. My number 9, I have Ogre Battle 64.
Ooh,
Continuing the trend of mostly having 64 games on here.
nice.
I remember having that on there too. It's not on my list, but I remember that game.
Pretty good. Although, one of the things, like when I was playing as a kid, like, why do I keep getting the bad ending? Oh, there's like 2 to 3 secret stats they don't tell you about. Like, oh, that would have helped a lot
That's
to
like
know.
Tactics Ogre, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let us cling together.
Right. That's like the Cling Together is the first one. I think they did a PSP remake.
Yeah.
That was like the first one. Well, shoot, there's an earlier one, but that's like the first Ogre battle. But there's like an earlier one that was on the Japanese type thing. But 64, I don't know, it was great.
I
Good
had it
story.
and wasn't good at it.
I don't know.
I didn't like tactics games until I played Final Fantasy.
Ogre Battle's kind of different though, because you just kind of like set your guys up and they're like, just go do it.
Huh.
But yeah, like the secret stats are affected by like if you're attacking somebody that you've already beat up and they're kind of weakened, or
so like ways you would normally play a game.
Yeah, like if you're trying to like you have your different groups and you're like, oh, I'm trying to get all the really like good parentheses all the good characters. Like you can't just go attack like a weakened party. You have to go attack like somebody that's stronger, and you can't like set like your strategy to be like attack leader only, because that's a really easy way to break a party and really just flee back to the capital. No, you got to attack weakest and like pick the heal people and blah blah blah. So there's like a secret alignment system, and then
So if you played this game.
If you play this game, look up how the secret stats work, because like, oh, why can't I get Dark Knights in my party? Well, maybe you're playing the game wrong and you had no idea. That was the worst.
But if you ever thought about playing this game, it's like, hey, I'm really good at tactics, and you're playing the way they want you to, you're probably not going to do that good.
Yeah, the game
tells you how not to destroy your enemy.
Yeah. If you're playing like if like you're having like one of your evil formations, like attacking somebody, you can like attack leader, just no mercy, kill everybody. But
then you get the bad ending.
Not necessarily. Well, see, now there's like ways that affect the ending and ways that affect the party. I think it's the alignment of like your actual main character. I never got the best ending. At best, I got like the neutral ending.
At the beginning, don't they still have like the character card or whatever. Like,
Yeah, they just ask you like a series of
would
questions.
you kill your husband?
Yeah, and then like,
or
when
your
were you born?
kid?
It's like, what do I hold in my sword? Honor, anger, blood. It only affects like what starting characters you have.
And it figures out when your birthday is too, which is like you were born on this made-up month on this day.
Yeah, they just like, let's rearrange the letters. That's a month now.
December.
Yeah. I mean, story was good, gameplay was good. It was very gratifying to get a whole party of Dark Knights. I think you had to cheat to clone the one item that makes them, because I think there's only 2 or 3 in the game.
Nice.
But there's a way to cheat and clone them in the game. But yeah, very good. What's your 8, Joe?
Number 8.
Question: wouldn't we go to me? Because I haven't.
Oh wait, I thought you just did number 9.
Did you?
I thought you went.
No, we talked about.
Yeah, we talked about the same game, but.
Oh, we just skip Ryan? Alright, Ryan's number 9.
Okay, my number 9 is Star Fox 64.
Oh, yeah.
Continuing the trend of Nintendo.
I am the odd one out, having never owned a 64.
Oh, you missed so much. What did you have during the 64 era?
I had a Super Nintendo.
Oh, that's not too bad. I mean, there's like 10 64 games, or where's that?
Well,
yeah.
to be, I mean, majority of the games that I play, especially now, are handheld games.
Yeah.
That's what I play a lot of. That's what I played a lot of then too.
I couldn't play handheld games for reasons.
Secret reasons.
They're not that secret to us.
But you'll never know, listeners.
You probably will at some point. It'll be brought up.
No.
No, I'll bring it up. I can bring it up right now.
No. We have to put that in our premium content.
Oh, okay.
Give away my
The
horrible,
secrets of Ryan.
my horrible dark secret.
If you donate to our Patreon, we will blah blah blah.
Yep. There you go, listeners. But continue, Ryan.
Yeah, Star Fox 64, and it had 2 endings.
I remember hearing about the secret one. Isn't that like you?
The secret one's really hard to get.
It
How
is.
does that end?
It basically. Okay, so you know when you get to that last planet, Venom or whatever.
Yeah. Well, that's not the right way, though.
No,
There's
you end up on there no matter what. But you know that solar system, how it has like the ring of planets. You have to go around the other edge of it to get to Venom.
Okay.
And then when you get there, instead of being that long level where you fly through that weird monkey temple or whatever the heck it is,
Oh gosh.
you automatically
That was. Oh man.
you get in this unending fight.
Don't look
with
at me.
Star
I don't
Wolf.
know.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you fight Star Wolf again.
And I could never beat Star Wolf that time.
Yes.
But after that,
yes,
it goes
yes.
to the boss fight that's kind of the same as the normal one.
That's right. Because I beat it again once the internet existed. But that monkey temple, dude, that killed me so many times. That was the cause of a lot of rage in my youth. That monkey temple was terrible. Andros wasn't even that hard. That temple was what was hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, good pick. Good pick. I forgot about that for some reason. Alright, Joe, what do you got for 8?
Oh, I'm kind of like jumping around a little bit on my list.
Why did you number them?
I didn't number. I bulleted them.
I didn't know.
Okay, well, just pick one. I guess.
Let's see. Kirby Superstar for Super Nintendo.
Okay.
I don't really have much to say about it. It's just a really fun game. Good multiplayer. You and another player you could eat somebody, poop them out, and they could your partner or something.
That was one of the shorter ones, wasn't it?
It's the one that had a whole bunch of different ones on it. It had like Spring Breeze and the Nightmare at Night or whatever. And it also had the 2 little fun mini games where you would play like a Samurai Showdown.
Nice.
But like basically it's just like a reaction thing. Like it'd say like go and you push
like
a
a
button.
quick time type thing?
Yeah, kinda. And then like
wasn't there like a shot put or something too?
there was Megaton Punch.
Oh yeah.
You like basically try to crack the planet in half.
I remember that.
But I like the Samurai Showdown one because like you throw like pies in other people's faces or like hit them with a hammer. I don't know, it's really satisfying. It's like and then it'd be over and like somebody would be horribly injured.
What really sucks is that like I didn't get to experience like half of these games unless I went to someone's house who had them.
Right.
Well, that was a classic of childhood.
This is an awesome game. I can't play it at my house.
Right.
Oh, speaking of mini games and pseudo kind of fighting games, the Mortal Kombat breaking the stones thing was in the first.
Oh yeah, that was like
anyone figured that out?
When I got older, I figured it out. I was like,
what is it?
Like you have to push like I don't know about it now, but you had to push 2 buttons like bop, 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 bop,
We have to
bop.
alternate?
Yeah. That's the way it worked.
I thought you just like mash it like.
That's what I always try to do, but like, if you hit a certain button, you automatically hit it. You're like, bah! You're just like,
Yeah, because that's. I always try to charge it up and you just.
yes.
Is that the one where you break the bricks?
Yeah, the first one.
Yeah, they get harder gradually.
Yes,
It starts as
right.
wood, and then like bricks, and then like
stone.
steel, and I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I never made it that far, so I don't know.
Oh gosh, that reminds me of. What was a fighting game where you had to just like break a car in games?
Oh,
That was
Street Fighter.
Okay.
Just like,
yep.
wreck this car!
Beat up a car!
Yeah, and then, yeah.
Yeah. Mini games.
So, yeah, Kirby Superstar, number 8, I guess.
Radial number 8, since we skipped you last time.
I suppose I'll take it. Chrono Cross.
Ooh.
Okay, I've never actually played Cross.
I haven't played it all the way through. I only played a little bit of it, and yeah.
You beat it, Ryan?
I got not the good ending.
Well, that'll happen. That's okay.
I think that was when I didn't actually own a PlayStation either. I was borrowing it from somebody. I never
PlayStation?
Probably from Nick.
Probably. but
Yes.
he was like, you can have it, but I need
Don't
it back.
look in the back of the system.
I need it back next week or whatever. And I was like, sure. And so
You only had a week to play it.
I had a week to play it.
Crunch time. We'll probably have to bleep that out.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh. Well.
Anyways, I had it. It was really cool because there's like 30-something characters, and depending on how you do it. And it was pretty neat. I thought the like 2 timeline type things was cool because you could travel to a timeline where you were dead.
Well, I guess you could do that in any kind of time traveling if you were technically alive. If you were dead.
But the main
Like the
main part
timeline
of
is-
the plot is that you are dead. Like it's
Yeah, you travel over to the other alternate timeline and you died in the past or something.
Okay.
Oh, isn't that like the very beginning?
Mhm.
Yeah, like you fall into the water and
And
something
it
happens.
doesn't like give you like a linear path either, because like I decided to be like, I don't want to do the quests, and like wandered off somewhere else and then got captured by pirates.
That one has a ton of characters in it too, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's got like 30 something.
Yeah, I remember playing what little I did. And I just couldn't I was just like, because you could tell they were a character because they had a picture.
Oh yeah.
Or no, like whenever you went to like an item shop, they'd have pictures over to the side and like dot 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 dot. Like you're like, who are all these people? And then you start at one point collecting pieces of a character, a skeleton guy. Who
That's awesome.
will join your team if you get all the pieces.
Awesome.
Cool.
It was a pretty neat game.
That game kind of reminds me of Valkyrie Profile. You played that?
I never played it.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about it too much, but.
So, number 8, back.
My number 8 would be. I'm gonna say. This was on Ryan's list. GoldenEye / Perfect Dark. Perfect Dark basically kind of a sequel to GoldenEye. So the levels from GoldenEye you could play in Perfect Dark, but what Perfect Dark did was it used the expansion pack, which maybe like there weren't that many games that
I
used
think
the
it was Perfect
expansion.
Dark and Majora's Mask.
Majora's Mask,
The
Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong used it.
Really?
And it would
64?
boost a couple of graphics.
I
on
think
some
it added
games.
RAM. Or
Yeah.
it had like 16 megabytes of RAM or some ridiculous.
But Perfect Dark, you could actually like basically play GoldenEye with bots and
That's
sort
That's
of.
probably like the first game that did that too, isn't it?
Well, maybe one of the first consoles, I think.
Okay.
Oh, Doom 64 is also one. So.
I never played Doom 64.
I only played the first game.
Did you ever, speaking of first-person shooters, did you ever play Jet Force Gemini?
Yes.
Oh, gosh.
Third-person shooter.
I guess it was, wasn't it?
Best, worst targeting ever.
Oh yeah, dude.
That was-
Terrible. I just
Multiplayer was the dog.
No, you just have like rocket launchers.
But yeah,
Good game.
That was a weird game.
It was pretty weird.
yeah.
It was like the people from Dark Crystal or something, and then you save teddy bears.
Oh yeah, they were like teddy bears.
Yeah, I don't really know much about it. It's just weird. I did play it. My neighbor had it. He was the one who had 64. That's why I know these games.
Well, 64 is mostly for party games anyway. They didn't
That's
have any
true.
great story games.
Yeah, that was
They had like 2 RPGs.
Yeah, like earlier when I was trying to think of stuff like good one-player 64 games, it's like
yeah. If you wanted like more structured games, I don't know if that's the word I want to use. You get the PlayStation,
right? But 64 had 2 RPGs, I think.
Yeah.
Quest 64, which was amazing, and Legend of Zack that had the worst graphics that ever existed. And people were like, "Wow, this is kind of mediocre." Anyway,
so better than Desktop.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay.
They were going to make a sequel.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, they should.
So, we did kind of already talk about Ultimate Mortal Kombat 5 or 3.
No, we kind of skipped.
Well, I mean, I don't really have much more to say about it. It's like I basically I'd come home from school, I would put it on very hard, play as Rain, beat the game on very hard, take a nap, and that was basically my time playing that game. And it was fun.
Very routine as a kid, man. So good.
But so I'm just going to skip over that and then go into Mass Effect.
Okay.
Mass Effect I love that game. I love all 3 of them. Mostly the first one. I just like the first one because it's more there's exploring.
Okay.
Like it's less actiony oriented.
Because
that was before
Okay.
it was before EA got a hold of it.
Oh,
It's like
okay.
like Microsoft Studios, I think did the first one. Or no, BioWare did.
Yeah, BioWare just on their own. I don't think
I didn't know that. That kind of makes sense to them. Okay.
Yeah, but it was awesome. Like
games.
Shut up. Like spaceship, you find a planet, you can just land on the planet, run people over in the buggy, shoot people in the buggy, whatever, kill Thresher Malls. It was awesome.
I should have put most of it.
But that's also a thing I was going to mention. Not as a top 10, but definitely an honorable mention. The reason why I love this game so much is because of the charisma, whatever.
What?
There's
like a the alignment?
Alignment, that's right. Alignment.
Yeah.
And anybody who knows me, anytime I play a game like this,
Paragon and Renegade.
I have to be as bad as I possibly can. Specifically, starting in the first game, because you can carry your character over, which was awesome. There's this, I think it was on the Citadel, there's this lady, a news reporter, and she'd always be like, "Hey, let me talk to you about stuff," and then, like, my character would get mad.
You'd just always be no comment.
Well, no, I would, like, it would be like...
Maybe just soccer?
Well, it's funny, because it's like, the game's notorious for having, like, options that don't represent your actions. So it's like, like, what do you think about the Citadel, blah, blah, blah? And it's like, I don't want to talk about it. So, when you say, I don't want to talk about it, you punch her in the face.
That's pretty accurate. I mean,
yeah, why not?
That's one way not to talk about it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's really funny that it's...
And then the second game, you come back, you've already been dead, you've been rebuilt. You're like, you can act like you don't remember things, which is really funny.
That's a good option.
But she's like, you find that same news reporter, and she's like, Commander Shepard, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, can I ask you a few questions? And you're just like, no. And she's like, don't you remember me? And you're like, nope. And she's like, you punched me in the face? Like, doesn't ring a bell. And then she asked me a question, and then I punch her in the gut.
Oh, yeah.
That one had quick time events. Yeah. It's
like
press right trigger to beat Renegade, which is funny. And then in the third game, she's there again. But this time...
I can't even think of a worse scenario for her.
But in the third game, you find her again, and she's like, hey, Shepard. And then, like, she actually took, like, fighting classes or something like that.
She mentions this? By the way!
I think she mentions it.
If you're thinking about hitting me again.
That's kind of like what happens. But if she says something, you can automatically just, like, try to punch her. But if you're not quick enough, she'll dodge it and then hit you.
Oh.
But, I mean, I kind of
Did she
assumed
punch you, Joe?
No, I kind of assumed that something like that was going to happen after she mentioned the fighting classes.
Oh, that's a little
She was like, "I'm going to fight you," and stuff. She's like,
I'm
like, shut up. And she swung at me, and I ducked, and I punched her.
You killed 1 million men. I took classes.
But yeah, that's kind of like KOTOR. I was as evil as I possibly could in that game.
Jade Empire.
Jade Empire.
Oh, Jade Empire was pretty good.
I never played that one. But if I did play it, I would be evil.
It had was it like open palm or closed fist,
Yeah.
which is. It also had a thing. There was like a gambling thing you could do in that game, where you could eventually you get it if you kept resetting your game, and you could win like $1 million or whatever. But if you kept doing that, the game would figure out that you kept resetting to do it, and it would kill that character so that you couldn't keep doing it.
Nope. Nice.
Like, I think you got struck by lightning or something like that.
Cool. Yeah, that's the thing.
Oh, man. I keep forgetting names.
I know. So, Ryan.
Have we skipped Zack?
No, it's your turn
Okay.
now. Now that we're on
Let's see. Soul Calibur.
Okay.
Specifically 2 and 3, because I've never
Two,
really
I
played
love
the first
two.
one.
2 on GameCube with Link. That was good stuff. But my favorite characters are definitely Astaroth and Nightwing. Big, heavy hitter guys.
2 with Heihachi on the PlayStation 2 was pretty good. He was always my favorite character because he didn't use a weapon. I mean, I guess I could have played any other fighting game where nobody
But
used
I mean,
weapons.
it's really funny because like the whole game's based around finding this weapon, and then he's there. So,
Yeah.
He doesn't
I don't need no weapon.
I shoot weapons with my fists.
Yeah. Yep.
And then I think the Xbox had Spawn on it.
Yeah, I did. Spawn was on Xbox.
Who's the guy that had like the 10-foot sword?
Nightmare?
Or Siegfried.
Knock everyone off the map.
Siegfried wasn't into it. I think he was still not in
Yeah,
it.
he was. Yeah, Siegfried was in the first one for Dreamcast.
Siegfried.
And then
Yeah, but Siegfried is in Soul Edge, which is the first game.
yeah, Soul Edge was the first one.
And then at the end of Soul Edge of the story, he gets
becomes-
possessed by Nightmare.
Yeah.
And then in Soul Calibur, if you play as him, the entire game is nothing but a hallucination that he's having while being possessed by Nightmare.
That's awesome.
That's funny. I didn't know that.
And then it's Nightmare up until like 3.
Oh, man. I forgot about the whole trope of like winning a fighting game and being like, this is what happened.
That didn't happen.
And the Mortal Kombat ones are really funny, like the old ones.
Oh,
like
yeah.
some of them were just like,
But if
bizarre.
you and like, but a lot of times, especially when I was younger, I wasn't fast enough to read the whole thing. It's
Oh yeah,
like, Scorpion went on, blah, 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 and I was like, what? And then it's over.
especially like the minor characters like Striker. Like,
Yeah, Striker.
he changed the world.
He was a good cop, and he helped grannies cross the street.
Yep.
The end.
Friendship.
He is pretty awesome in the newer thing, though. Just straight up shooting people in the face.
Oh yeah.
Or the me.
Yep. Whoever.
Whichever.
Okay, my number 7. I guess the Gauntlet series. I guess probably my favorite is the 64 one. Played that a lot.
You bring up 64 so often.
Did you
It
play
was-
the one on Dreamcast?
Which one was that?
Gauntlet
I think that was the same one that was on 64.
Legends, I think?
Yeah, that's on. Yeah, that was the one that was on 64. That one was awesome. And then they had Dark Legacy, which is kind of whatever. Like you can play as a jester or something. Yeah. Also, Gauntlet 1 is one of my favorite games ever. As I already said, grew up playing the game every day before kindergarten.
Yes,
Good times.
Lightning
Okay.
Breath.
Yeah, lightning breath. Yeah, lightning breath. So there were a lot of power-ups that just instantly killed everything.
And you couldn't, I don't think you could turn Lightning Breath off either. It was just
No.
constantly
And
going.
once you beat the game and like you didn't have anything to buy, you could just have infinite of your power-ups and just kill everything.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Side note, D&D, we all love it. Zack is an encyclopedia on D&D.
Sound of my life for a long time. No.
Well, maybe not.
I might have been playing D&D longer than I've playing video games, actually. No, I think
Wow.
I mean,
That's for another podcast.
playing a D&D. When you're playing D&D as a kid, you're just kind of
That's true.
whatever. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, my character's 18 and there's stats. And,
And
I'm min-maxed.
yeah.
but that's for another podcast, so we'll probably play D&D at some point.
Oh,
Or some sort of role-playing game.
Or at least talk about it.
Yeah, definitely talk about
I
it.
want to play Trail of Cthulhu.
Yeah,
like,
let's do that.
It's like Gumshoe Cthulhu. Like, yeah, see?
Cthulhu's a detective.
Out of every eldritch horror that crept into my bar came into mine.
And then it goes insane.
Yep. Yeah.
In a dark silhouette, in a stormy night.
Yep.
Noir. Cthulhu.
Yep.
So what are we on?
6, Joe.
6, okay. Let's see here. Well, I'm starting to run out because I kind of list, I didn't number them.
Okay.
So, well, I'm not running out, but I think I have more. But I still want to
What do you
talk.
have left?
I've been
Let's
adding
see.
a little. I've been adding as we go a little bit because
Yeah.
I
Let's
used
see.
some of them in my honorable mentions.
Yeah. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7.
Oh, yeah, we're on 6 right now, so
Yeah,
we're
so
good.
you don't have to worry about.
No, I have 7 more, not counting now.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you have 8 total.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, we'll be good.
Well, let's keep talking about stuff. But
Well, you said a snake eater on yours.
that was on my honorable mentions.
Okay.
That's my second favorite Metal Gear.
Okay. Well, Snake Eater, my favorite Metal Gear. I'm just going to do this one real quick. I like Metal Gear, especially Snake Eater. I just love the camouflage, eating things,
Yeah.
getting sick and throwing them up.
I think if I hadn't played Metal Gear Solid so much as a kid, I'd pick Snake Eater.
Yeah, I really enjoy. I played Twin Snakes. That was the first one I played, which was awesome. But Snake Eater, I did the HD collection or whatever.
Yep.
It's super good, especially after they fixed the camera angle stuff.
Yeah.
That made it a lot better.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, dude, it's fun. So then I'll just talk about that one real quick.
Quick, hurry!
Why?
Your time's up.
Yeah,
No, it's
go
not.
throw in another one.
I'm just trying to catch up.
Ash ketchup.
Hey, well, we can go.
Shin Megami Tensei 4.
This is you and Ryan.
I have not played Shin Megami Tensei 4, so I cannot comment on that.
Demons. Lots of demons.
And Cybernetic Samurai.
Cybernetic Samurais.
Stephen Hawking.
Stephen Hawking, which is actually like Lucifer. Yeah. Actually. Even though I think...
Not too
well,
different, right?
no, actually not, because you fight Lucifer at the end of the game.
No, no.
Spoiler alert.
Apparently,
Oh gosh.
in the lore or whatever, the dude in the wheelchair is Lucifer.
Yeah. But I mean, like, that's like for 3. I think he's Lucifer.
Just gave somebody else the title. There you go.
Whatever.
You're Lucifer now.
But because at the end of 4, the ending, regardless of what path you choose,
Your alignment.
yeah, whatever, yeah, which you could change at any time, by the way, especially at the end. You can be good, neutral, or evil.
Lawful good.
Yeah, basically. Well,
There's only.
There's
If it's anything like it was in.
in this game, there's only
lawful good.
There's only
Chaotic
terrible
evil.
things happening.
Lawful good or chaotic evil seem to be the two
Demons are
choices.
good.
But I think you get mostly punished for not choosing a side, being neutral. It's like, you're boring, and then you...
Is that like the hardest ending to get? Do they have different
No,
endings?
they're not hard. Like, there's no difficult ending to get. You just, like... At the end of the game, it's like, do you like this person or this person? And then it's like, I like this person. You're good then.
You're evil. But what makes you evil about liking a person?
Like, well, depending on that, but basically, your character doesn't do anything. Like, I mean, you do all these things, but
I don't know how I feel about the world.
you don't really have an opinion. Like, the real true ending, I guess, would be the neutral ending.
No.
Because based on the character you pick, they're obviously good or obviously evil.
Okay.
Well, kind of arbitrary.
I played through Nocturne and.
That's not
Yeah.
quite as existent.
No,
This
well,
one, it's like blatantly
At
like...
Nocturne, you come to a point in the game where this person's like, I want the world to become like this exactly. And then it gives you a choice, like, do you want to join her and her blah, blah, blah. And you can say no or yes. But then right after that, you run into a guy who's like, don't you just want the world to be exactly this way?
This one is not. It's just like good guy, bad guy, no guy.
Don't got it.
I choose me, and then you don't get a statue of you at the end, I don't think.
No
You get a
statues.
statue of you?
Yeah. Or you don't.
It's not like Persona.
And jump cut. Ryan, what do you have as your number 6?
Let me see. Cut that out.
No.
I've got dot hack.
Okay.
Interesting.
I got all of them.
All of them.
Well, the first 3. I never played the other one.
So not all of
PlayStation 2.
So
Well-
you lied to our audience.
I don't know. Like
Next.
other,
How many dot hacks are there?
Well,
I have no idea.
Infinite?
I think there's like there's the first 3, but then there was like 3 more that were like a sub-series or something like
Oh, yeah.
Dot hack 0. Dot hack infection. Dot hack.
I only played the first one for maybe 2
The
hours.
that. The wrecking.
But yeah, it's like an MMORPG like simulator, basically.
Yeah.
Which is really fun.
It faked it pretty good.
Yeah.
Kind of
I
fun.
remember I had it on an emulator. And it lagged.
But Joe had a physical copy of the game the whole time.
It was funny because there's a virus in the game. And
Yeah.
like whenever the virus showed up, it was like during a cinematic or something similar to that, and it started lagging. But it made the game more realistic. That's like, oh no, it's
Oh, okay. Like it actually was lagging.
Yeah,
Okay.
like because of the virus. Which I thought was quite
I
funny.
think it was like, I was thinking you were saying it was like a Sons of Liberty type scenario. When it like starts breaking down, they're like, the purple worm. And it starts.
I need scissors. 61.
Yes, yep.
And then
There you go.
Megabyte shows up and
Yeah.
Bob's there to save him.
Glitch. Reboot.
Pretty big,
They're
good
gonna,
show.
they're gonna make a movie out of that.
I think they
Like a live
did,
action
didn't
one.
they?
What?
Well, no, like-
No, they didn't find a live action.
They were talking about it a while back. Or like,
Remember when it gets like super dark?
yeah,
Like,
towards
Yeah.
the end it gets
Like
really.
Bob like dies or like gets stuck into the web.
Or like
With
they,
all those like demon
I really missed this
creatures.
part.
and then they run into this super virus that's brainwashing everyone. And
Because like they lose a game, like a Mortal Kombat game. That's what it looks like. But they lose a Mortal Kombat game, and then like it deletes that section of their city or whatever.
yeah, but to escape from dying in the game, they go into the internet or something.
Yeah, it's
like
like Winzo.
or Enzo, the little kid, comes
Enzo.
back as an adult.
Basically, Cable.
Yeah,
He's
he
like
looks exactly
He's
like.
like missing an eye.
Oh.
And then,
I'm from the future.
it's like my name's Matrix, and his eye has like a
Yeah.
glowing red M in it. And
So
it's,
he is Cable.
yeah,
Okay. Good.
and
His mermaid girlfriend.
yeah,
Oh,
and that
Okay.
Australian web surfer.
Yeah.
that's important, right?
He was a what was he?
Wasn't it Bob?
No, it was there was an Australian guy.
Because
He was like
Bob comes back as like a.
2 of Bob come back actually,
Oh, yeah.
and then one of them turns out to be Megabyte, who was hiding the entire time.
Yeah.
And I think it's the Bob that like they just spent the last season with.
Yeah,
So-
like that whole dark
Yeah.
section. And then Bob's like, I've been here the whole time.
Never
We're prepared.
There you go. It's okay.
Okay, Zack, number 6.
My number 6. See what I got here. I have Advance Wars 2.
Ooh. Kind of mentioned it earlier, but
Yeah,
awesome.
kind of touched on it. Advance Wars, awesome. Advance Wars 2, even better. Perfect. Kept the same formula. Next games, not so much. Dual Strike, pretty broken because you could use like multiple superpowers on your team. That was the whole. When the DS just came out, they're like dual screen, so everything's DS.
Ooh, double
Strike.
Double Dash.
But it was ridiculous.
Wait, no, that was for GameCube.
Double Dash, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good cute. But Dual Strike I didn't like because you would just obviously pick Eagle, so as your superpower you just get an extra
Super
turn.
fast, yeah.
Get an extra turn.
You get that sniper guy, Gary, is that his name?
Or
Or Gunner? Something like that.
No, it's just on the tip of my tongue and then you would forget it.
Gun.
Olaf Grit.
Grit. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, Blue Moon.
Extended range.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Blue Moon, pretty good. Then Days of Ruin, which was also on the DS.
I don't think they made any more after that.
No, they like quit. They're like, oh, this didn't really work.
Nobody likes
There's like a grittier one where they're like, there's a super virus, but you could like put your general in a tank and like they'd have like area abilities. I don't know, it wasn't that great. But second one, awesome, love it. Should have stuck with that formula.
Could you play that one like through a link cable if you didn't know it?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was on the Game Boy Advance also. Yeah.
Good stuff.
Love that game.
I love the art.
Yeah, the art's awesome. I love it.
All the little animations for the combat. Did you ever see? I don't know. I just saw it online, but it's like Advanced Wars, but it's like kitchen appliances. Did you ever see that?
What? No.
I've just seen like pictures of like toasters fighting like egg beaters and stuff.
What?
Oh, weird.
Wow.
Well, they're like militarized toasters. I guess
Yeah.
I should say.
I've seen like paper craft stuff, but
That's cool.
Um,
That'd be cool to have if they had toys of those.
that's
yes,
A
Yep.
miniature game. Boom!
That's what. Yeah, that's what I've been saying.
that's one of the first things. Was like, man, that thing is awesome. When I saw those animations for Advanced Wars,
Yeah.
man, the Game Boy Advance is really pretty sweet.
It is. It is.
You
really
could actually
awesome.
make a tabletop game out of that because
Easy.
they have all the like I guess the algorithms for how combat resolves are pretty simple.
Wow.
You could just could do
Just
that.
kind of check that.
So
Maybe we should edit this out of the podcast so nobody thinks that.
let us
think,
buy Advance Wars.
I think the first game I had.
Well, after the podcast gets really famous, we'll just buy it with our
We'll buy it.
change.
So listeners, donate. Let us buy Advance Wars. Turn it into a tabletop game. It's gonna be great.
And you'll
I
buy
think
it.
the first
love
game
it.
I had for Game Boy Advance was Mega Man Battle Network,
Oh, okay.
and
Is that on your list?
And
No.
that
Wanna
wasn't
jam on that?
And that wasn't like any Mega Man game before.
no, it was
like on a grid or something.
yeah, it was
Was it like
Yeah.
a tactical game? Or?
It was weird.
like on a grid, but it was also card based. You had a deck, I think.
That's cards?
Mhm.
That's up Zach's alley.
Oh,
Honorable
Oh
mention.
gosh, I didn't think of any card games to put on my list.
The reason
Well,
it reminded me
we
is
could
that
do like board games and card games and stuff.
Okay.
it had animation in it, and I was like, that animation's pretty nice
I mean,
too.
like video games with cards in them though.
Honorable
Pokemon.
mention.
Pokemon, the trading card game,
No,
the video game.
Metal Gear Acid.
Metal Gear Acid's awesome. Pokemon trading card game is kind of not. Oh gosh, the DBZ one's really terrible. Did you play that?
Nope.
It never made any sense.
Well, I
tried
mean,
to
it like had broken rules, so it's like you just play some cards, and be like, oh, nothing happened. Oh, great.
I think I played a demo one time. It was like Krillin versus Frieza.
Well, the
Yeah.
masteries didn't work quite well, so there's no reason to use like a mastery. It's just kind of like, okay.
Side note: did anybody put any Dragon Ball Z games on their list?
I did not.
I didn't.
Honorable mention: so Dragon Ball Z games. Burst Limit, underrated game. I think it's awesome. It goes through all the sagas that are important, like Saiyan through Cell.
Yeah, that's,
The fighting was really awesome. I remember playing that on the Xbox 360. I sold my Xbox 360, and then I got it to PlayStation 3. But I remember playing it online against kids, like 8-year-old kids, like, "How'd you do that, man?" They passed me out and stuff. But that's fine.
I'll mention Budokai 3.
Yeah,
Not Tenkaichi 3, but just Budokai 3.
I did like Budokai Tenkaichi 3. That's fine.
I don't think I played that one.
That
Normal Budokai 3 was awesome because the story mode let you fly around the earth,
yeah, dude.
and you got a ridiculous amount of characters. Not quite as many as in Tenkaichi, where there's like...
Well, but the thing about that is they just like same character, because like Goku had like 6 different characters. So did Vegeta, because it's just like different forms. Here's Big Ape Vegeta.
it's like in
Here's Super
Xenoverse, where
Saiyan.
they're like, here's with a halo, and battle damage with a halo.
Yeah, it's good stuff. So we at the top 5 now?
I think so.
No, I think you're going first.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm on 5.
Let's see. Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy's Conquest for Super Nintendo, number 5. Me and my brother saved up 600 or 6,000 pennies, because that's all we saved up for. Like, that's all we had at the time was pennies. So we just collected a bunch of pennies, took it to Toys R Us, which was like a god place. It was like heaven. I'd never been, like, my parents only took me there like once. It was like to get
it
this
was
game.
super rare to get.
Yeah.
And then you only went on your birthday or something when you had your birthday money.
Mm-hmm. But we saved up and got that game. It was really funny because my brother knew what it was. I remember playing Donkey Kong Country.
Mm-hmm.
My friend had it. But I didn't know there was any sequels or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And my brother was like, we need to get this game. I was like, okay. And we saved up all this money to get this game. and we got it, and still love it. It's so much fun.
It's good, man.
Getting the boombox whenever you're Diddy and you beat the level. Getting the electric guitar when you're Dixie is even better.
I've never played it actually.
What?
Well, I didn't own a Nintendo, so I've watched
had a
people.
Super Nintendo.
No, I had a Sega until I got a Dream. No, I had a Sega, then a 64.
Man.
Huh. Okay.
But Days Conquest, what? The music is awesome.
Yeah, the second one is awesome.
It's so good.
It's definitely
You just
it's the best.
yeah.
I watched people play it with me, but I
First one's good. Third one's okay. Second one's the
Second
best.
one, yep.
Yeah.
Everyone does that.
Yep. Oh man, I just love it so much.
Once you play on Twitch a little bit.
Mm-hmm. JBobo. Twitch TV/JBobo89.
Yeah, shout out to Joe on Twitch.
Follow me.
Yeah.
So Ryan,
Right.
number 5.
That was not a transition, actually.
So Ryan, let's see. I gotta check all these things off that we've already gone through. Okay, Pokemon Silver.
Okay,
that is also my number 5.
That is in top 3.
Okay.
Okay. So, do you have something else you want to throw in there?
I mean, we could just
Or we can just talk about it now.
Yeah,
We
we
just-
just talk about it now.
That's fine. Well, mine includes Heart Gold and Soul Silver. That also includes that.
Yeah.
Which
Well-
is
Pokemon Silver was the first one. For
Right.
Me, so
yeah. I played all the Pokemon games. Did you list any other Pokemon games, or did you just list
That's
that
the only one I listed, because I knew we'd all have Pokemon games. I didn't want to list a bunch of Pokemon games.
Yeah.
I have,
All good, though.
I have Stadium as
Okay,
well.
that's
That kind of
different.
ties in. Or Stadium 2 to be more specific.
Okay.
Heck yeah.
Well, you can talk about that one too if you
Okay.
want.
We can match some gold silver right now.
But yeah, my favorite Pokemon game is Heart Gold and Soul Silver because they made
Yeah, gold and silver were good.
Gold and Silver were the best.
They
And then
seem to
made
have
it
the most in
better.
them. Like
Yeah,
I don't know
they
what-
had, the most stuff in them.
There's something about it that was just
The first 250 Pokemon are the best.
Mhm.
they got a different artist after that.
Yeah, and
Oh.
you can go back to Kanto and Soul, or Heart and.
Just in Silver. In the second
I was
generation.
trying to, but I can't do it for some reason.
In the second generation.
Second
And in the
generation
remakes.
Pokemon. So
Remixes. Remakes.
good.
Those things.
We're talking wrong.
Pokemon
We know I love you
remix.
guys. But yeah, so good. And then they made it better in Heart Gold and Soul Silver because your leader Pokemon would follow you. I love that. I don't know
Classic.
why. I just loved having my
Yellow
Pokemon.
version. Even though it's
Yellow version.
Pikachu.
Yeah, I just wanted.
Worth it.
I wanted to be like a Pokemon trainer. If I was a Pokemon trainer, I'd let them follow me around.
Yeah.
I just had. It was really funny because I wish they scaled the size of the Pokemon.
Oh,
how
man.
big they actually were instead
That'd
of
be
one
amazing.
sprite.
Oh.
So I
You
just
just
have,
have that Wailord following
Yeah.
you and take them.
Just follow
They
me
saw
around.
phone calls in Heart Gold.
I think they did.
Nice.
Maybe they did. I don't remember. for
Oh, I
sure.
remember it's Crabstone.
Yes, they did.
Hey,
I
it's
remember.
Joey! My Rattata is probably the top percentile of all Rattata.
Because Joey would call me up all the freaking time.
I'm like, come
and tell me
on,
that.
let's fight.
Oh, yeah,
Joey.
bug
But,
trainer.
But I
Joey
still
the bug
remember
trainer.
in Silver, the original one.
No,
if
Joey
you-
was a youngster.
He was the youngster with Rattata.
Yeah.
But in the original one, if they called you, that meant that they wanted to battle.
No, sometimes. Sometimes they would call you
They
for a
would
rematch.
call and say specifically.
Are you ready for a rematch?
Ready for a rematch?
But,
I think my little red girl will beat you.
Yeah, we're definitely
Yeah.
prepared to face you again.
In Heart Gold, because I had Heart Gold, they'd call. It seemed like I'd get a call every 5 minutes. Hey, blah blah Pokemon. It's not that I want to battle or anything. I just wanted to talk
Yeah.
to you.
Oh, yeah.
And then they click. Not even buy. Just
That's
click.
usually why.
Hey, this is your mom. I got blah, 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 click.
Which Pokemon was it where you go in the basement of one of the buildings and battle the red who had all the starters? It was a
that's
weird
in-
thing you could do
that's in Silver. You find them in a cave.
Well, no,
No,
you could you could do it
red.
once a day. It's what's that in?
Red. You could fight red at the top of Silver Tower.
In
or
Gold,
Silver
in
Mountain.
Gold and Silver, you could fight Red, and Blue was a gym leader.
That was getting confused.
He was the gym leader of Meridian?
Oh, yeah, because he takes
He takes
place.
Giovanni's place, yeah. That's also another thing. You can get 16 badges in that game.
Beat the Elite Four and then beat them again, and they have different things.
Yeah.
Hey, they train, man.
But yeah, that game had the most
Yeah, it was awesome.
everything. It was just so... It was a vast improvement on the first game.
Oh, yeah.
Included night and day for the first time.
Yep.
A clock, which was the reason why my game cartridge died.
Yep.
The memory or whatever it's called on my original versions. Happiness quotient?
Yeah.
Quota? Whatever.
You had Togepi that was involved in this.
It was hilarious because you get Togepi for free.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I played through the entire game, beat it, whatever. Started getting Pokemon that I wanted, just training, whatever. Also free. But I got Togepi and I hatched it, and I was like, I don't care about you. So I remember you in the show, and you were stupid. So I stuffed him in the PC. Years later, I pull him out. One battle, he evolved. I was like,
There's a really heavy place inside of that computer.
He must have been happy. He's like, somebody loves me, and he evolved.
You came back.
But it was almost impossible, because I wanted Espeon and Umbreon.
Oh, yeah.
Has to be super happy in the daytime.
Or super happy at nighttime.
Or the nighttime. I wish it was just, really mad at nighttime.
Yeah.
Dark and
Let me
brooding.
die hundreds of times.
But yeah, I had a level 100 Eevee.
What?
Because I don't know why it just didn't stop, but I just wanted that Eevee to become an Espeon.
And you
I
just couldn't.
And then I cheated it in.
I was trying to get Umbreon.
You couldn't make it happy.
Nope.
I had a Crobat, and from that time on, I would always try to get a Crobat on my team.
Crobats are good.
Yeah, super fast, super good.
I hated Zubat up to that point.
I remember
hello.
whenever I played through Hard Gold, I cheated in. Don't tell nobody.
Well, you couldn't transport him over.
I had Crobat and Houndoom.
How to?
And, should have a Dark type.
Right.
And,
that was another edition. Dark type.
Yep, starts in metal.
Yeah, Steel.
Steel.
And I had Scizor.
Yes.
And I remember because I named him Masamune for some reason. It was the name of a Scyther in the
And you
show.
could also get Slowking, best Pokemon ever.
Ooh.
I never got him.
You had to trade in.
King's Rock.
Yep.
Attached King's Rock trade.
Like when Team Rocket was, chopping off their tails to eat.
Yeah, I remember that.
pretty.
Yeah.
I always wondered what would happen if you had enough money to buy.
Oh,
Aren't those like $1 million?
Yeah, you could.
What if you
I
had that?
I don't think you can, because I think you only have 100,000.
Oh, it's impossible.
Yeah. Because that's how much the bike was, and I think it's impossible to get.
Okay.
So I think there's only 6 places.
I always wondered if you could glitch out, somehow
Just
get that much money.
push the truck. Go find a
So we might as well
Slowpoke.
bring up Red and Blue and the missing those stuff.
Well, we could just skip the Sapphire. Pretty good.
Most forgettable game that I played was Emerald, or I guess that was.
They're all the same game.
Yeah,
Just
Emerald,
whatever.
Sapphire, and Ruby.
Just phoned that one in.
I just kind of played that one just to play it, pretty much.
Yeah.
What was the new thing? They had held items, or did they have those in
They had
Gold
those
and Silver
in.
too?
Those are in.
What was actually new in Ruby and Sapphire? This garbage
Did
Pokemon.
they add a new gimmick?
Secret bases.
Oh, that lasted.
Well,
And that was kind of
berries.
well, they did bring it back in the new ones.
That was kind of a cool thing.
But it's a lot cooler now because, you could set up your own little place, but in the new ones,
Which one had berries?
Gold and Silver.
Silver.
That was
Also,
good.
you could also make your own Pokeball.
Oh, yeah.
Gold and Silver had everything.
Everything that's good in Pokemon came from Gold and
And
Silver.
then just phoned it in. Whatever. But yeah, Red and Blue. It's where it's at.
Yeah, Missing No, getting
Missing No, Mew, pushing the truck. Classics.
That's how you do it. You got to get a Pikachu, no strength, and you got to fly down there,
does that have to be Pikachu?
push the truck.
Yeah.
Yes, it has to be Pikachu, and you have to have Zapdos in the third.
Yeah,
Start
yeah,
routine,
yeah,
and-
yeah. That was
I just love hearing that stuff on the playground.
I
I
like-
miss that kind
you
of
go
Yeah,
up to the
it
top floor
There's
of,
no secrets anymore because of
Kids
the
don't
internet.
have secrets anymore, man.
you go to the top floor of the Silph Tower, and you use
Oh yeah, well,
like
I
Dig.
caught a Pikachu.
Yeah,
Don't even start
there's
with
so
that.
many like rumors, but the way to get Mew is so easy. I don't know.
Yeah. So that's our bout on Pokemon.
You gotta talk to the old man 5 times. Shows you how to catch Weedle.
I think you only have to talk to him one time.
One time.
Also, side note, anytime
You don't have to talk to him at all to get Mew, do you?
No.
Yes,
You do?
because you have to talk to him. You fly to wherever the Tower of Death is,
Lavender Town.
and then you walk to a very specific patch of grass, and Mew just pops up instantly. You're like, oh, okay. You can just like insta catch him. It's super easy. It's
What was I talking
bizarre.
about?
Speaking of something, you said. Did you want to talk about black and white or?
Nah.
Okay. Yeah.
About gray and off gray.
Tan.
Gray and tan. The neutral Pokemon. Gods of neutrality.
Slowpoke? Was that are you the mascot on that one?
I don't know. Does he even care?
I don't know.
Isn't that the
He is true neutral, I
He
guess.
just beats late. So
Late?
yeah. So like if Slowpoke was the mascot for that, then he was supposed to be the mascot for the games before.
Well, then that would make it perfect because it'd probably come out now
Yeah.
with
Slowpoke
the
version.
same graphics as.
His red version is a Slowpoke that follows you around.
Good idea.
Bring Slowking.
There you go. Nintendo, if you want to buy that idea from me. Go ahead.
Did you guys ever?
really buy that idea?
Did you guys
I
ever?
go with an idea with
It's
your
already
property.
Did you guys ever play like the Pokemon XD
I never played any of the
Coliseum or whatever?
I never
Oh,
played the game.
oh,
like
yeah.
Gale of Darkness.
I never
or
played
whatever.
that.
Oh gosh, yeah, because they had like the stadium games and like let's just keep making more garbage versions of something that was good. I played XD I think for like maybe 15 minutes and played the rest of the time.
Huh, that's
I was
weird
just
that
like,
they have
this
that
is
as a
kind
demo.
of boring.
So, what number was that? Number 5 for you
5.
guys? So are we on number 4 now?
Has Zack?
Well,
I need to do 5.
I thought you
Mine
had
was Pokemon, but I just thought of one that
Okay.
is my number 5, and that is Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance.
Ooh.
1 and 2.
Isn't that D&D?
Yes. Well, okay. So the original Baldur's Gate, everyone knows what that is. But Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance was on the PS2. It was just kind of a hack and slash game, picking up items, killing stuff. Story wasn't terribly deep. Just, I mean, obviously there's going to be beholders in it. It's just a given.
Ooh.
Some political intrigue. Love that. Second one was pretty good. At the end of the game, they give you the Onyx Sword, which is the best weapon of the game. So there's not really a point to use anything else. But yeah, I love those games. Leveling stuff up, getting items, D&D, anything with D&D, win in my book. So Joe, number 4.
Which is funny, because number 4 for me is Final Fantasy IV.
Nice.
I kind of did that on purpose.
You don't say.
I'm pretty clever. I don't really have a whole lot to say about it. The collection that they released for the PSP. I never played like the sequels, but
4?
yeah, they had Interlude
Oh.
and then the After Years.
What? Are these like newer things?
Yeah, they came out with a collection that
okay.
they did with the PSP. But they have the whole game with better graphics or whatever, and it's not broken like Final Fantasy II was on the Super Nintendo, or the Final Fantasy Chronicles that they did with Chrono Trigger and Final
Oh,
Fantasy
yeah.
That was broken?
IV. Kinda. Like, it wasn't... It could have been better.
'Cause that's how I originally played Chrono Trigger, was with that.
Well, no, that one was fun. Well, it was kind of slow, but... anyway, Final Fantasy IV... the game's pretty fun. Well, I mean, I love the game, but at the end, it's really funny because pretty much all of the characters die at some point and then come back later.
It's Dragon Ball Z.
Except for Tellah. He's like, I'm dead, and then he never comes back. But then every single
He's
character
the bard, right?
No, that's Edward. Tellah's the sage, or the guy that hates Edward.
It's a sage, right?
I don't know if he's a sage or a wizard, whatever. He's a magic user.
Yeah, cool.
But you cheeky bard. I think that's one of the lines from it.
Spoony Bard.
Spoony Bard.
That's what it is.
Shout out to Spoony, if he's still out there.
Yeah, everybody dies. Like Yang dies. Like he destroys like this big machine. You're almost certain that he's dead. Sid dies. He jumps off with a bomb and explodes. Who else dies? You think Righty gets eaten by a Leviathan. Pile and Forum, they turn themselves into stones to stop the moving walls. And you have to have Super Soft to save them. But it happens behind the scenes, so you don't even do it.
No, good.
Who else? I think Edward gets, like, almost dies.
Is that the one with the Doom Train?
No, that's 6.
Because I just remember
You do
suplex the train with Sabin. But anyway, they all come back. They're like, JK, I exploded, but I'm okay.
JK, LOL. Not dead.
Yeah. Fighting yourself as Cecil, like the Dark Knight versus Paladin stuff.
And then you're good.
Yep. That makes sense.
What do you have to do, like, not attack? And
basically just like guard.
You've learned to...
You learn to do things.
You're better now.
Even though when I played, I was just like attacked the whole time. And they're like...
Just stop it.
Because I think if you hit them enough to a certain point in HP, they like, okay. You didn't learn anything, but I guess it's okay.
We'll make you learn.
And then the whole thing, like... But the thing about that game, the only gripe that I have is, like, the jump in difficulty after you leave the planet.
Oh, yeah. When you're on the moon.
You go to the moon, and it just, like...
Oh, yeah, that's where you get, like, the Genji gear in that one, right?
Yeah, you get all
that gets so hard.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, you can, like, the whole moon castle, palace, whatever it is so big.
Yeah.
You fight Bahamut, you fight every single thing.
Right.
You have to go through every, like, there's
that's
secret
why I didn't
walls.
beat it. I forgot.
There's secret walls everywhere. You find things, you find better weapons for every character. It's just ridiculous.
That's right.
And then, also, spoiler alert, Golbez or Globez or whatever his name is, Cecil's brother.
Dun, dun,
dun. But Globez isn't even the bad guy of the game. It's some guy manipulating him. Just like how Globez... Yeah.
It's Kafka.
It's Bossception. It's like, it's not really Globez, it's this other guy.
That's always what happens.
And then...
Shout out to JRPGs.
And then when you get to the moon, you fight the final boss. It's like, use this stone to defeat him, and you do. And it's like, JK, I'm inside this boss. And then you have to fight an even stronger boss.
Oh, yeah.
But I love that game. Airships, dwarves, rally hoes.
Heck yeah.
They didn't really show up much after that, I'm
No. I think they just fixed the mine, and they're like, whatever.
I don't know. But Final Fantasy IV, love that game. Great. Lots of, I'm dead.
No, wait! Right. Number 4.
I think I might be down one because I've only got 2 left. But I can probably think of one.
Yeah.
Let's see, Final Fantasy IX. I like that.
Ooh,
That's a pretty game.
That's top 3 for me.
Oh.
So can we not discuss that?
Well, we'll wait till the next go around. Well, let's see. We're on 4 already? Well, okay. Because number 2 for me was Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to talk about another one after this. But did you have anything else, Ryan? Minecraft, perhaps?
Actually, that is on here. I was going to save it for my top 3. Minecraft is on here. That's probably the game that, aside from another game on here, I've played the most ever.
True.
It is a really fun game.
Yeah.
That was almost my top 10. Honorable mention. I didn't want to talk about it because I knew it would be on Ryan.
But yeah,
I assume too.
We all played. Zack's not very good, by the way.
I'm terrible. I destroy things.
It's just destruction anywhere. Like me, it's really good when me and Ryan will play together because we work together and we make things. And then Zack's like,
I still remember that first thing we had, the first world, where we had that minecart track that went up and down the mountain. And Zack was like, I fixed it.
He
did not fix it.
It led to death.
I taught him a valuable lesson.
I put the fires out.
I still want to do the epic wither forest fire of doom. Or the gas. The gas that creates forest fires and destroys the entire world.
Yeah. But yeah, You know, I really like that game. And then after you're done with the vanilla thing, you just mod it and get even more crazy stuff.
Yeah. Like smelting.
And yeah, I have an entire city full of villagers that actually survive most of the time that I've built over the past few months, just, you know, whenever I feel like getting on there and playing for like 15 minutes.
Unless Zack plays. And then all the
That is a single player world, and Zack cannot get in. And it's just, I don't know, it's kind of relaxing, because usually when I'm doing it, I'm thinking about other stuff. So
that's the song of Ryan's people.
and it only cost me, I think, like $23 when I bought it. I didn't get it now for like, I got it later.
Yeah, I think you told me about it. When
Speaking of Mojang products, whatever happened to
Scrolls?
I don't know what's going on.
I still have it on my desktop. I haven't played it in like a year. There's probably a lot more cards for Scrolls.
I heard from someone, and it's, you know, not any kind of official thing because I haven't, you know, seen anything by Mojang about it, that they're actually talking about discontinuing it or something, and also that it might be coming to like iOS.
Oh, that'd be better.
That might be better.
Except that won't stop the 45-minute long games because your deck is infinite.
That's true.
Yeah, it's coming to PC, Mac.
It's already on PC.
Alright, anyway. Should I go to my number 4? Sure. My number 4, Metal Gear Solid 1.
I knew that was going to be on your list.
Oh, yeah. Almost top 3. That became a lot of
You need to do this whole review as Snake.
So, I played this game.
But not, you don't have to.
Well, I first played this game on a German army base. Weird fact. But, yeah, I don't know. Something about this game.
Why were you on a German army base?
I stayed the summer in Germany one time.
Really? I didn't know that.
My grandfather was in the American Army, but there's a base in Germany. So one summer I stayed there. They had kind of like I guess, childcare, but you kind of just hung out with...
and played Metal Gear Solid?
Yeah, you just played PlayStation all day in 64. It's pretty great.
I bet you enjoyed playing stuff.
I did.
I was trying to do a Psycho Mantis thing. It isn't working.
I bet you enjoy games. I don't know. He didn't really have a voice, does he?
Well,
in the...
I did it. I played it in Twin Snakes, and like...
Oh, true.
Because Silicon Knights did it, and they did
Yeah.
Eternal Darkness, which I bet's also on your list.
Maybe.
But they did that, and I remember I played that game, and I already beaten it before. Then I got Twin Snakes and was playing it. It's like, he got real enthused about it. Like, did you enjoy playing Eternal Darkness? I was like, yeah, I did.
Yeah. I don't know. It's everything about that game. Just, I don't know. A lot of innovations, a lot of actually cool bosses. Some of the newer games, not so much.
Snake.
You like Konami games.
Yeah. I mean, there's not as many nano machines.
That's true.
There's actual political intrigue where they're not like, well, I'm Jack the Ripper.
It's not quite as complicated.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
But I mean, Kojima, he thought that was the last one, so I don't blame him.
I think I saw today, this is like fresh off the presses.
Yeah.
He left.
He left the game company or whatever. But then I also saw looking for new people for the next Metal Gear Solid.
Oh my gosh! Really? I thought he was supposed to be doing Silent Hill, like the newest Silent Hill.
He is.
For no reason. Like, yeah, you. Horror, right? Sure.
Team Silent's not doing anything right now. No.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. And then,
he does whatever he wants.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They don't need another Metal Gear, though. Well, Metal Gear, anyway. Yeah. Metal Gear Rising was kind of whatever, too.
Yeah, it is.
I don't even, if I was going to play the games in chronological order, I wouldn't even know where to start.
Well, I mean, there's kind of two storylines. There's, like, you playing as, like, Naked Snake and then Solid Snake. I mean,
Solid Snake starts with Metal Gear.
I mean, yeah.
Because you kill Big Boss at the beginning of Metal Gear.
Yeah, you're talking about like the ones that were on the MS. I think they had those on the bonus disc on Snake Eater.
They also have them in the HD collection too.
Okay.
That and Solid Snake.
Yeah, you're like, I killed you. I burned you to death with an aerosol can, but it's like, well, they kept me alive in a body bag somehow, kind of, to use my DNA. Like, really?
Because, like, doesn't it go, like, there's Snake Eater,
Yeah. Snake Eater.
Portable Ops. Is that canon? Because I think that's
Portable Ops is not canon because there's a lot of things that just don't really make any sense.
Because I know you mean like Colonel there.
Yeah.
And then Peace Walker.
But there's like a lot of things like Gray Fox is completely different. They're like, yeah, it's like not canon.
Okay, so it goes Snake Eater, Peace Walker.
Mm-hmm.
I guess 5.
Mm-hmm.
You make the snake in that.
Well, that takes place.
Because
in 5 you're not. Oh yeah, you're right. I was thinking.
That's
I was thinking 4 for some reason, but like Phantom Pain at 5.
Yeah, and then it goes Metal Gear.
Yeah, Metal Gear.
Metal Gear
2, and then
Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, Metal Gear Solid, Metal Gear 2, the Metal Gear 4, which is an interesting game.
Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid 2.
The guy with diarrhea is the savior.
Yeah, yep. And then they're like, all the minor characters are now major characters that are also comic relief. Monkey with a diaper. I'm like,
yeah, naked
really?
monkey with a diaper.
Really?
Also, isn't Otacon's in that too?
Which one? Solid 1?
No, in 4. Is Otacon in it? Or did
He's
he?
in 4, yeah. Because he's like,
Snake,
I have Apple products.
Is it because like, but at the end of the first one, don't you choose which one dies and which one lives?
Yes, so you can. There's 2 different endings to Metal Gear Solid. One is where you let Meryl die, and the other one's where you let Otacon die. I can't believe I don't remember this, but either way, you ended up with the infinite ammo bandana or the camouflage.
Which is funny because they're both in 4.
Yeah, so it's just
None of that.
Just kidding. Otacon found his way out, or Meryl found her way out.
Yeah, dude.
Something happened.
They hid under a box.
The one part of 4 that's awesome though is when you go back to Shadow Moses.
Yeah,
and you get
dude.
to have the fight with
the Metal Gear.
awesome.
So
Love it.
cool.
When you go back to Shadow Moses, awesome.
Mhm.
Rest of the game.
And then you get the face mask for young Solid Snake,
Yep.
or pixelated PlayStation 1 Solid Snake,
Yep.
which is really funny. I just wish it stayed the same in the cutscene.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. It should have. I don't know. So yeah, that's my number 4.
Mm. So top 3. Number 3.
Top 3
is I didn't think it took me a while to figure it out, the top 3, because I guess I guess 3 is kind of like tied, but Persona 4 Golden, number 3.
That's on mine.
Nice. Which number is it?
Well, it would have been 3, I guess.
Okay, so we can just talk about it now.
There you go.
Persona 4 Golden. It was the first Shin Megami Tensei game I played. Super awesome. Let's see. Let me look at my bulleted list. It's basically adult Pokemon. You collect personas, which were demons in the first 2 games.
Plus a dating game.
Plus dating sim, waifus, Chie is best girl, social links. It's pretty difficult. I love everything about it. I guess I can't say everything. Yosuke is kind of annoying.
There's some parts about it that are kind of...
Rise is very annoying.
Oh, you're going to aggravate a lot of people.
That's okay. I mean, you can't deny... Well, I guess there are a lot of people that enjoy annoying anime characters. But that's what I have to say about that. I love all the costumes you can get for your characters. Featherman. The anime makes everything a lot funnier. Everything in the game is really funny. Nosebleeds, that happens a lot.
Classic.
Classic anime trope. Difficulty, I mentioned that. I love how hard it is. Labyrinths are cool. Shadows are cool. Personas. Persona Fusion. You can almost have a whole podcast just based on that. Yeah, I love it. What else? What do you have to say about it, Ryan?
It's a pretty sweet game.
Cool. Next.
Yeah!
Transition.
It was nice to finally play like an RPG style game that didn't happen in like, the pseudo Middle Ages.
Yeah, like I never really played an RPG that was set like
Not a fantasy world.
Not a fantasy
And
world.
I played 4 before I played 3. And I like that it's kind of a, what is it called, urban fantasy type deal.
Yeah, it's cool.
Dark urban fantasy.
It's not even that dark most of the time,
Sound-
until it is.
Soundtrack is really good.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
Shout out to J-pop.
Well, what? The story is real intense. You really grow attached to all the characters.
You ruined the podcast.
It's over.
I did.
Pull the cord. We're done. Shouldn't be on your phone, Zach.
Very.
What was I saying? See, I lost my train of thought.
It's out there somewhere. Trying.
Oh, the characters. Love the characters, except for a few.
And then
I just like.
Well, there's only like 6, really. Yeah.
No, dude, there's tons. Like 7.
He's in the waiting room.
well, if you count, all the social links you can have.
You can make your character the coolest character ever. He basically is. This is you.
Yeah, well, he's absolutely perfect in every single way.
It's
And
really-
they keep telling you how
yeah, it's
awesome
like,
you
how
are.
awesome are you, guy? Protagonist, you're so cool.
I never could have done this had you not shown me who I truly was.
Thou art I, and I art thou.
You get used to hearing it if you play the game.
Yeah,
What?
because it happens all the time.
Oh.
Yeah.
And Jungian psychology, that's all over the place.
Yeah, psychology.
There is.
I recommend it really doesn't matter unless you want to play like totally blind. But just get a guide for all the questions.
Yeah, get a guide for...
It doesn't, it just increases your stats. That's it.
There's test questions you have to take in class every day.
Yeah.
And
Well, not every day.
Not every day.
But it happens quite
every
a bit.
once in a while. And most of them I found I could pretty much guess. They're not too hard. But there are some of them that are just way
Like
out
a lot
there.
of them are, some of them are like Japanese culture. It's
Yeah.
like, how am I supposed to know this? Like in the 14th dynasty of Grambly Boo, how did you blah 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 blah?
Like,
And-
what was the first book of such and such? It's like, I don't know that.
Yeah, I don't know any of that. But love that game. Side note, Ryan, who did you pick as your waifu?
Dude, I had as many girlfriends as I could possibly have in that game.
Is that not? Are you not allowed to say that anymore?
I have no idea.
What's the status of waifu?
I
Ryan?
don't know.
I don't know.
I don't get on V as much as I used to.
Well, they don't care on me.
They don't. Yeah. I had Yukiko.
Everybody that I had a chance to make my girlfriend was my girlfriend. I had three or four at the end, and I didn't have all of them because I ran out of days.
Nice.
I ran out of days, and there was a couple days early on where I could have been increasing my social links, but I was like, what is this other trivial thing happening over here that it says I can go do? And I did those things, and it turned out to be pretty much nothing.
Yeah.
And then it comes Valentine's Day, and they're not... I don't want to spoil it.
The fog is a lie. Not really.
Yeah. The fog is really angels wearing bathrobes.
Yep. All right, Zach.
Okay, on that note.
Wait, isn't it my turn?
Wasn't that R3?
I guess it was.
Well, my third one is the original Final Fantasy Tactics. Played that game way too much as a kid.
It's a good game.
I love the story. It's pretty... a lot of people have problems with the story, but it basically boils down to two factions trying to kill each other and take control of the country, but the church is manipulating both sides and summoning demons. And it turns out that their prophet, I guess, is actually a lie and also a demon. It's pretty great. But yeah, I just love building up my characters, getting their classes higher so you can get better classes.
Yeah, dude. Class building.
Yeah.
It's the...
It's really satisfying at the end to have your faith all the way down so that magic doesn't affect you, and you have two-hand catch from the samurai class on your characters, so every physical attack is auto-block, so basically you never get hurt and you just murder everybody. It's pretty amazing. And then you get everyone with knight skills, so and two-hand swords.
Yeah,
so you just
two-handed,
murder
one-handed
everyone.
sword.
And you give them the swords, they give them all haste, so then you just wreck things.
And then, isn't it Bone Crusher in that one?
Yeah, well, Bone Crusher is one of the other reactions you can
Yeah.
get, is where you'll get hit but you'll do like a pretty devastating attack back. I usually just take 2-hand cash so you don't get hurt at all. And you can kill the final boss in like 2 rounds that way. It's ridiculous.
Funny. Cool.
Yeah. What's your number 2, Joe?
Number 2, Final Fantasy IX.
Well,
Is that also in your top 3?
no.
Oh.
It was in my top 4.
But you mentioned it, we didn't go.
No, talk about it.
Take away.
Final Fantasy IX. Probably the first Final Fantasy game that I beat.
Okay.
I didn't beat 4 until actually like last year. I still love the game, but I never beat it because I didn't have a platform that would play it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyway. But Vivi, best character in the game.
Pretty awesome. It's like a robot, right?
The Black Mage, Shell.
Yeah, there's
With
like
a
shell
soul
creatures.
stuffed inside.
Like, we still love you.
We're produced.
You're an abomination. We love you.
Yeah. I love everything about that game. Combat. Everybody gripes that it's super slow, which playing again it did seem slow compared to other games I played. But nothing that really like turned me off from the game. People complain about the design of the characters, which I actually love the design of the characters.
I don't think they're
Yeah,
that
they're not.
bad. Who'd they complain about?
all of them.
Yeah,
Because
they're different.
because they did like 7 and an 8. I mean,
Oh, yeah. I
Because,
guess-
Eight
like-
was really kind of realistic. Looking.
Yeah,
The
they- like,
proportions
they
were
I guess
all-
9 was kind of more cartoony.
yeah, they like a
Mine
lot
was
of
kind of a throwback to 3 a little.
like
Yeah.
like they said 9 was like a throwback to all Final Fantasies basically,
Well, yeah, because it has Vivi as the Black Mage
Yeah.
from original.
and then like there's dragoons and
Right.
like job classes like from
Monks.
5 and 3 and stuff like that. But it's super cool. The story, a lot of people like just call it like a chase because you're chasing Kuja the whole time.
Yeah.
But like, that's the story. Like,
Well, and then you're like finding out the mystery of that summoner girl. And
yeah, like and you find out like the whole game is about like self-identity. Because
Yeah.
you don't know, Zidane doesn't know where he came from, Vivi doesn't know where he came from, Dagger doesn't know where she came from.
Quina kind of.
Quina comes from the swamp. They know
Eats
where
frogs.
or he, she.
He, she.
Yeah, was that ever?
I wonder if they changed that to something. Because that was always really awkward to read. I wonder.
No,
Did they change
I
that
don't-
in the new one?
Well, they never had a new one.
I mean, not in the new one, but I mean when they remade it for PSP and whatnot.
They didn't remake it.
Whatever. When they put it on there, did they change?
No.
It just still says he, she.
Yeah, still he, she. Is there anything you want to add, Ryan? Because I kind of have a big thing to talk about in that game.
Final Fantasy IX was the first in a string of 3 Final Fantasy games that I attempted to beat and then couldn't because the last disc glitched out. On
The
every
same
one of
thing
them.
happened to me on 9.
Yeah.
See, I got all the way to the last disc in 9,
Yep.
and I get to that final castle, and then I'd start running into
Yes!
nothing.
That's
nothing
what
would
happened.
be there.
I got to the first boss, the one with the swords at that castle, and then it just...
Like in Memoriam,
Yes.
the very final thing.
The very final castle.
And then I could, if I restarted enough, I could eventually get to that boss. But after that, nothing.
What happened to me was I had the original PlayStation, and I couldn't get. Like I get to a certain point on disc 3, like when you're in Gargan Root or whatever. Whatever it was, the big bugs. But you're in there, and you turn this corner. That's like part of a cinematic, and then black. So one year I got a PlayStation 1, and it worked.
Oh.
And I was finally able to beat it.
Yeah, I was playing on a PS2 as well.
I wasn't playing on PS2.
I had it on PS1, I think. But yeah, that happened to me in 9, and then when I tried 8.
8 glitched on me on like disc 2 or 3.
Which I don't know why you'd even play that game anyway.
Yeah.
Matt.
Yep.
Gosh dang it, Zack.
And then it happened, I think in 10, but that wasn't a multi-disc thing. I think 10 glitched up one time on me too, but I've actually played and then beat that.
Okay, so what I want to talk about, which is good because I didn't know Zack had played all the way through 9.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Necron?
Um,
Like after you beat Kuja, Necron shows up. a lot of people are mad because they're like, it doesn't make any sense, or like that never came from anything.
I'm trying to remember. This is so long ago. Let me look it up real quick just to see what he looks like.
Is he the guy that created the genomes or whatever they were?
No, that was I don't know. He was the head of Kuja, and then Kuja turned his back on him.
Yeah, but Kuja was one of those things too, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was a genome as well. Here's one of the 4 or 5 fiends that this guy, I can't remember his name, sent.
Doesn't Kuja like kind of like summon him, right?
No.
Or somehow like calls him or something?
No, because
Kuja opens up that portal.
Yeah, they open up the portal
after he goes into limit break and stays there.
Trance, dude.
Trance.
Oh yeah, trance.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
But Necron, a lot of people say like Necron is the manifestation of Kuja's hate.
Well, yeah, that's kind of like isn't? Because that's what he wants to do is destroy
Garland.
everything.
That's the name of the guy above Kuja. Garland.
I knew he'd show up.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Kuja just wants to destroy everything, right?
Yeah.
That's what Necron is going to do.
Basically. But, like, that was one. I heard this theory, Necron theory.
Necron theory,
which is really cool. So, a lot of people said, not a lot of people, this one guy said that Necron, like, everybody thinks, like, Necron, like, oh, he just shows up at whatever. Well, this guy claims that Necron showed up in Disc 2 as the Ipa tree. Because when you go down to the bottom of the tree to fight the Soul Cage, is his name, you fight Soul Cage, and he's like, I've seen my future and my death is not here. You beat him there, and then later in Disc 4, I believe, when you meet Garland, he says that you only saw the back door of the tree. Because Soul Cage is the siphon of souls, because all the souls build up and they don't have any place to go, so they enter beasts and make them all evil or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then they siphon those into Terra to be put into the genomes.
Okay.
And after Kuja beats Garland, the opening to Memoriam opens. And where's that at? On top of the tree. Mm. And then when we go inside the tree, the Memoriam, we see all the histories of everything and all that stuff. All the souls that get harvested go into Soul Cage through the tree. Mm-hmm. And so, now that Garland is gone, all of those souls just go straight into the tree. Mm. After all the deaths, like after the entire death of Terra. And then after you kill Kuja, like that gives Soul Cage like a huge boost. And he becomes Necron.
Okay, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. It's like, that's pretty cool.
I can't remember much about this.
Yeah,
this
I can't really either.
I just replayed it. So
when that game come out?
See, I got to Memoriam and then it glitched.
Yeah.
Man.
And after that, it was like, the game has betrayed me. I'm going to forget about it.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I got there. It gave me like infinite daggers, and then it would never work again. I was like,
infinite daggers?
Yay, daggers! The weakest thing. You are.
That would have abilities attached to weapons.
Yep. Equipment attached abilities. Reflect times 2. BB.
Yeah, you can bounce flare off you, right?
Auto life.
Instant kill everyone.
Auto life, auto regen, some kind of,
Because there was a staff I got that had auto life on it. Like, that's insane.
Like, I'm not dead. JK. And all of Necron's moves were way too long, so by the time he was casting his move, all my characters are up again.
Nice. Good.
So, that was number 2.
My number 2?
What's your number 2, Brian?
I think Zack mentioned it earlier. Diablo 2.
Yeah?
Is in my top 3 as number 2.
Talk about Diablo. We didn't talk about it.
I spent because I had a horrible, horrible computer from the time of about 1997 until the time of, I don't know, 2008 or 9, playing Diablo 2. It was the best game I had that would run.
Yep.
And we also had internet or didn't have internet for most of that time. So my stepdad and I would start like challenging each other to do really crazy things. At one point, I believe he beat the game as an assassin at like level 15.
Oh gosh!
Because he just went through, like, he'd add everything in the fire trap and then just
Fire trap.
run through and just, blow everything away. I think he skipped like half of the bosses.
Yeah,
because you could if you did it right.
Right.
And,
yeah. That's what always happened playing online. People would like rush you, and you'd like, get really messed up.
I remember the couple times I did play online through dial-up modem. I'd go on there and somebody, I pressed the help button one time when I was out in the middle of the field getting killed. And you know how your character screams help or whatever.
Yeah.
I saw this
sound, Ryan.
It was help or help me, and I saw this message pop up at the bottom of the screen like, this guy needs help, and then a whole bunch of these other people run in, kill all the monsters, and then leave. I was just like, that was odd.
There we go. I like playing that game online until everything got hacked. And you're like, I will challenge you to a duel. I'll kill you in one hit with my level 1 assassin. Like, oh, okay, fun, good times.
Well, eventually you got those game trainers or whatever they're called. Like, you could hack in any kind of item you wanted.
So easy. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I never actually played this game until I played with you guys.
So good.
Dude, you missed out on years
mode.
and years.
Oh, man. I think I played that game for like 2 years, about that same time, I think. It was awesome. Cool.
I remember when it was a big deal, I was like, what do you mean the game puts a gigabyte of things on my computer? You know how much a gigabyte is?
That's so insane. So...
Number 2, Joe?
That was number 2 for me.
That was number 2?
Yeah.
What was that? Ooh,
Oh, I guess it's my number 2 then, isn't it?
Oh.
My number 2 is Eternal Darkness.
Called it.
Amazing. Love this game. Story's amazing.
It's super good.
It's amazing. Its sanity effects are, it's never really been in another game since. Kind of in Dark Corners of the Earth, which is a game that kind of works, kind of not. But it's great.
Liquid Courage.
Yeah, got Liquid Courage. There's multiple storylines that are kind of handed down through the ages through multiple people.
They all kind of connect.
They all connect, and then you've got the one final hero at the end, Roivus, which is Savior backwards if you couldn't read. But
I never knew that.
Yeah, but what is kind of funny is you have to beat the game a total of 4 times to get the actual ending. Beating, like, you can choose like kind of one of the bosses to be like your main like boss that you're trying to destroy in the very beginning. But yeah, because actually when you beat the game, you're killing 2 out of 3 of like the kind of elder gods that are kind of trying to breach reality. And so,
It's been forever since I played.
And so for the 4th one, which is Mana Rock, which is like the 4th element that you may not run across in the game ever because it's kind of hard to get, is therefore like where I'm actually going to kill all of you. But Mana Rock is the one that originally kind of sets this in motion to try to like stop them. But Mana Rock is pretty evil, just kind of out for itself.
Right.
But yeah, if you beat it 3 times and you kill all the gods separately, then you kill Mana Rock and you actually get the good ending where the world is saved. Blah blah blah. Great. One of the funny things I always read about online is there are like conspiracy theories about it. Like it's a game for the Illuminati. It's like, yeah. I mean, of course it's going to come across that way. I mean, there's obvious like occult symbology on purpose.
And didn't they build it in to have all kinds of weird stuff like that?
Yeah, it's all on purpose.
Side note, that game didn't have fish tank controls, which was amazing.
Yeah. It had good controls. Good spell system, I like that.
Yeah, the spell system was good. The sanity effects were awesome.
Yes.
Like, the game would play tricks on you.
Yeah.
If your sanity was low enough,
Some of
pictures
the-
would change to like bloody scenes, and then
Yeah, like some of the first times playing, like if you weren't prepared to like, oh, I'm fine, then your head just explodes. You're like, what?
yeah, that was my favorite one. You just kind
Yeah.
of walk around like,
Or like you have you walking around on the ceiling, or there'd be like random enemies that don't exist.
Or
Yeah,
it would
like
say your
creaky
save file
noises.
got corrupted.
Yeah.
or it paused or mute the game.
Yes. One weird fact: when they have the like the tower of bodies that goes into the ground, there's actually like a removed episode where you play as a Knight Templar. That's one of the guys in the pillar.
Huh.
But there's like some parts of that still in the game file, but they removed that whole chapter, which is sad. I'd like to have played that.
Dang.
And then they added that last part in with the firefighter, like right as the war was breaking out. They added
Yeah,
that
the
in.
firefighter guy with the fully automatic weapon.
Right.
That
yeah.
part was just super easy.
It was, yeah. I don't know if it's supposed to be super easy or not, but that's like one of the 3 chapters in which you can get those statuettes that give you the enchanted gladius that makes the final boss battle so much easier. Takes like half the time. That final boss battle was kind of annoying, actually, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But yeah, that game, I love it.
It does rule.
So Joe, number 1.
Number 1, Chrono Trigger.
Yep.
Favorite game. Probably the first RPG I ever played. I mean, probably aside from Pokemon, I guess. But that's not really like a true RPG. Chrono Trigger, awesome story, timeline, multiple endings. One of the first games that did that.
Yep.
Lots of characters. Well, I guess not lots, but
No.
enough characters. You can kill 2 of them. And
What? You can?
Chrono dies,
Okay.
and then you
right.
can kill Magus.
Oh, yeah.
Permanently.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
And then you get the really bad ending.
Yeah.
So you don't do that. Especially if you don't want good characters on your team. Awesome soundtrack. I can actually, it's like one of the only soundtracks that I can listen to, like, from...
You know, some of that was
stuff.
rip-offs of actual songs, too.
Tight. Good. Maybe that's why it's so
Because
good.
I know one of the songs is Never Gonna Give You Up by,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Tight.
So you can get Rickrolled.
Yeah, we just heard one of the songs in a video today, actually.
Yeah. Side quests. There's lots of those. Especially how to get, like, all the best weapons. This is probably the RPG that I've beaten the most times. Trying to get multiple endings and stuff like that.
Everyone's best weapons.
Getting everybody's best weapons, rainbow sword, don't get the armor. That's
Yeah.
it has like a 90% critical hit rate, so you do it like every single turn.
Oh gosh.
Spells are awesome. Triple spells are awesome. Armor, like just getting like different kinds of armor and stuff. I don't know. And then there's 3 different versions. There's Super Nintendo, which is good. PlayStation,
Oh,
which
negatory.
is my least favorite of all of them. Because, like, this is like the big gripe for me. It's like you hit the button to go to your menu, and it takes like 3 seconds to get to it. It's a menu screen. It shouldn't take that long.
Is that the one where they started renaming everything the Final Fantasy
No,
games?
that was in the DS version, which is the best version,
Yeah.
but they changed all the names. Because in the first ones, it's tonic and mid-tonic and full tonic and stuff like that. And that's what you use to heal. And then they changed all the potions and stuff like that in the DS version. Which kind of threw me off when I first started playing it. But Larvos is a super awesome, or Lavos, super awesome final boss. You go through basically all the bosses from a certain point on, you kill them all, then you go inside of his body and you fight his heart, and you kill him, and then you kill an alien inside the heart or something like that. It's a super cool like background.
And you can kill him like instantly on a New Game Plus, right?
Yeah, you get New Game Plus, and like as soon as you have access to it, you just jump in and you get another ending.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. But I love that game. So good. Good soundtrack. Everything's good. Good. Good all around. My favorite. Anything else? Nope. That's all I got.
Right. Number 1.
Mine weren't like arranged in favorite to least favorite because the more I looked at it, I couldn't really.
Yeah, I mean, my list is pretty arbitrary.
So like,
does this even really matter?
So like, I mean, my last one, while it might not be my most favorite, is a pretty fun game that I've always liked. It's Grandia 2.
Okay.
Which he's going to do a live play of.
That's why.
Really?
I think I might. It'll take me a while though.
Mm.
Because I want to do some special things for it. But it's a really cool game. It's actually, I want to say, the first JRPG I ever beat. Because of the fact that 3 out of the other ones I played glitched up on me. And I was probably too young before that to understand the ones I was playing then.
Yeah.
And there weren't that many on the Genesis, to be honest.
Nope.
But yeah, it's pretty neat. It's got a very interesting story. The characters aren't that annoying, which is a very
that's a big plus.
Very good plus for me because, in fact, in the they had like a Grandia 3, I think.
Yeah.
And that has some annoying as heck characters in it. It really bothers me that they get into those weird stereotypes where there's always that one female character that's always like whiny.
Yeah.
And then
did they have any kid characters?
I didn't play far enough to find that out.
Okay, yeah, kid characters are the worst.
Or there's always that one. There's that one mysterious guy with long hair.
Yeah.
Who always shows up and says, like, "You don't understand my past."
The introverted, evil,
maybe evil
anti-hero.
Anti-hero, and then he's like, "You need to be very careful," and you're like, "Why?" It's like, "I don't have time to explain." And then just disappears.
Yeah, basically, Cloud and Vincent. Yeah.
Well, it was new back when they did it.
Not really. I mean,
Cloud,
Shadow is that way.
Shadow
from Final Fantasy VI.
Well, that's true, but I mean, still, the emo type character wasn't.
Well, Cecil was kind of emo too.
Pretty emo.
A lot of stuff in that was like, but he's my brother. Yeah. I can't kill him. And then it's like, I did a lot of bad things.
But anyways, Grandia 2 doesn't have a lot of that, and the story has some really interesting twists in it, like stuff that you wouldn't expect coming. You fight some really interesting bosses. The battle system, which I guess is the same battle system as in 1, and I know it's the same in 3, is pretty unique from a lot of things, because it's kind of like normal turn-based, and you can move your characters around the battlefield. And your spells or attacks have area of effects. Or like you might have one that shoots a straight line across the entire battlefield, or has like an arc in front of you.
It's kind of like Star Ocean.
Kind of.
Tales of Symphonia is kind of like that too.
True.
I haven't played Tales.
That was like the only RPG out for it.
Yeah.
The main character's name is Lloyd. Careful.
It's like that, and it's kind of got, I don't want to say materia. I think they're like eggs or something that you can give to a character, and they have spells attached to them.
Okay.
And so, like, you could give the one that has lightning spells to one person, and they'd get all the lightning spells. And it's been a while since I've played it. I want to say that certain characters had different affiliations for things, and so it would be stronger for that. And it was a fairly decently linked game. I played it on the Dreamcast originally. It was pretty neat. That's all I have to say.
Nice. Okay, Zach.
My number 1 is a game that nobody's ever played. And I'm not being pretentious, but it's probably not that good, but it's my favorite game. It's Warriors of the Eternal Sun, which is a D&D game that was on the Sega.
Nice. Didn't they remake that recently?
No. Okay. There's no way anyone remade this game.
Well, Tips Fedora. You've probably never heard of this game before.
It's not that good, I promise. I just played this game way too much as a kid. I don't even know why. But it's set in the Hollow World campaign setting.
Hollow Earth theory?
Which is Hollow Earth. Basically, it's
Space
D&D
Jam.
inside the Earth. Yeah, Space Jam. But there's like, the races are kind of different. Like the Dark Elves are kind of like technologically advanced. And there's like Beastmen and like, there's all kinds of this wackadoo stuff. Dinosaurs. But yeah, this game kind of starts out they're just in the middle of a battle with some goblins, and boom, they're transported inside the Earth. But they don't know that, really. And that's never really explained that you're inside the Earth in the game. Nor
like,
they.
what kind of game is it?
I mean,
It's like a side scroller, or what do you do?
No, it's like an overhead. I don't know what to compare the battle system to. When you're on the land, I guess it's kind of like Baldur's Gate, but turn-based, if that makes sense. Like the original Baldur's Gate, you're kind of like moving people around. We have like a certain amount of area you can move. I mean, it's on the 2.0 system. But when you're underground, it goes to a first-person view, which you can exploit because you can give everyone missile weapons, and you can scroll through them so fast that you just have like a hail of arrows that just murders everything. Which I found out as a kid, very easy way to kill things. But yeah, you start out, you're just kind of figuring out all these mysteries, like, where are we? Blah, blah, blah. And you're just kind of wandering around, and you kill some beastmen, and you end up with the Azcans, which are basically Aztecs, and you're wandering through their temple, trying to figure out what's going on. You go to the fire caverns, there's some dragons, and eventually you end up... and this is where I got stuck as a kid. I would get all my characters maxed out level, but I wouldn't know where to go next. But apparently in the Azcan temple, there's just this secret wall that... There's no other secret walls like this in the game. You can just walk through and like, oh, hi, I'm a guy. Here's some medallions that'll let you get into the final place you need to get into. Because you can get to the final place, but it won't let you through. They'll be like, I sense magic here. I can't go through. I'm like, oh, great. But I never figured that out as a kid until years later. But yeah, and you finally get to the Dark Elves. You go underground. There's a giant squid called the Watcher that is driving everyone insane that somehow drug you down there. And you defeat it by using a scroll you get from the temple that summons a giant dinosaur that kills it in battle. and then everything is saved, and you get transported back to the surface. But
that's awesome.
I don't know.
Yeah, that sounds really cool.
The story is kind of random and weird, but it's a D&D game. I played it way too much as a kid. I don't know why. Love it. Although they never explain, like when you're playing the game, like some of the spells just don't do anything, and like... That's just part of the Hallward campaign setting. I just never tell you that. But
nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's great. Love it.
Yeah.
Play with some elves, get the lightning rod, win the game. Done.
Cool. Well,
I think that's it.
I think that pretty much covers...
I think 2 and almost a half hours is long enough.
Yeah, we're pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, that's pretentious.
Then we're freaking awesome.
There you go. Friggin' awesome.
Yeah. Cool.
Any last words?
Poops.
Poops indeed.
And then we gotta have